What's going on, everyone? I am running a little. Oh my good, my camera's off. Look at this. Let me see if I can get this back. Okay, there we go. There you go. Ah, let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me. Um, I am doing all right. You know what I don't think I did today? I keep messing it up. I don't know if I think there's a little bit of lag between the stream and what you get on YouTube. So hopefully I'll know when y'all say AV is good or AV is bad, how bad it is. But I'll just keep going. But right now, hope every AV good. All right, AV good. All right, thank you all. I don't know if y'all said that first time or the second time. But yeah, I don't know. Right now it's like a weird week, a weird day. Everything just feels off. Yeah, Ross, I'm feeling a little tired too. Slight headache. Same thing. I don't know. Right now, I'm a little off. So you're gonna have to help me get through this one. But apologize about that. But I have cool news. I'm actually streaming on Twitch, um, Twitch right now. Don't ask me the channel. Don't ask me the channel. I just did it as like a little test thing. So that's pretty cool. And also we changed the song in the beginning and at the end so I don't get copy strikes anymore. Not that it was like bad before because I had the rights, but I just got tired of going through. So I did that. And I'm also excited to say next week we will have a guest, Ghost in the Shell. We haven't seen Ghost in a while. Ghost in the Shell is like mostly like super console war type of person. Way in the early days of my stream, he used to come by. So we'll have him next week. And also, what else is going on? What else is going on? We got Orcs Must Die. So one of my first games that I'm looking forward to. It's actually, I think, is the first game that I'm looking forward that I've had on that long, like 21 game list. This is the first one that is launching this year. So Orcs Must Die. And as Rouster has let me know, it's on Game Pass for you all who play on the Game Pass. And also, Trooper all day. Yeah, y'all help me get through it, Rouster. Also, it will be available on Steam as well. And I will be buying it and I think it's crossplay. And eventually I've actually been in the developers. They've been doing live streams like quite a bit recently, talking to a dev or talking to one of the devs, and they do have it planned on coming to the other consoles, particularly PlayStation. Will be coming to PlayStation for y'all who don't want to dip into Steam, don't want to dip into Xbox. It will be coming to PlayStation, and I would think it comes to Nintendo as well. I would think, but more to follow on that. Hey, Chill Collects, what is going on? Hand wave. Orcs Must Die, and how we're really looking forward to that. Comes out next week. Retro, ooh, new route. Ambi, cool. That's your thing over there. I can see it. I can see it on my chat, but the chat can't see it. So we're gonna have to figure out a way for chat to talk to chat. I think we can do it. I think I have to do it through Nightbot, but I just wanted to see if it was working. So it's working. So we'll see. Also, I will probably be having another video coming out this tonight for the members. You'll get early access to that. And it's either going to be something on Nintendo or I'm going to start doing the advantages of each of the gaming companies. So if y'all have been following along, I first did like overall strategies for them as I see it. And then this last week, I did all of the challenges that they're going to be facing. And next, I'm going to do their advantages. And then I'm going to most likely do recommendations and then overall thoughts. And then it'll just be keep going and going. You all, what's up, Geek the Sneak? Also, AO to Lo-Fi Monk. Congrats, Lo-Fi, on getting 500 subscribers, y'all. Lo-Fi got 500. He gets that 555. 500. I've actually been watching a lot of your streams, Lo-Fi. I was watching the lottery in the town hall. I'll be very honest, I don't know what's going on in half of them because 'cause y'all are using, like, language I don't know in the Minecraft game, but, it seems like y'all are having fun, and there's a guy who's Batman. I don't know, it's interesting. So if y'all wanna see, like, an interesting, like, I don't know what to call it, they're like episodes, but it's, like, all free form and, I forget what they call improv. Lo-fi has you Stonebania has you covered on that. But I see Geek out here. Xbox Direct was good. We are going to be talking a little bit about the X. We're going to be showing some of my favorite trailers for the Xbox Direct. Let me be very clear. There's 4 games. We're going to show 3 because the fourth one, the stream was too long. The trailer was too long. So we're going to show 3. We're going to be talking to about, of course, I'm going to show one of them because it's like one of my favorite, like most anticipated games of the year. And then we'll talk about the other 2. I wanna get y'all's opinions on that. And let's see. That's my Twitch stream. Love my Chill Collect, you like it a lot? You should watch Lo-Fi. Lo-Fi's like, I forget what they call him, but he created, like, something for it. And, like, all the Minecraft people know him, like, around the world. It's kinda crazy. New games announced for Nintendo Switch Online, Super Nintendo. Really? Chill collects which ones? I will definitely I didn't know that. So if y'all also did not know, I will be doing at least 2 Nintendo videos, not live streams, Nintendo videos for like the foreseeable future. I'm really excited about the Switch too. And I'm gonna talk about it's either I'm gonna do the video tonight or tomorrow talking about Switch 2, and I'm gonna give you my thoughts. I promise you, well, you may have heard some of these some places, but I think a lot of people, because I'm just different, y'all know that. I'm really different, and I just think differently. Like when I see the Switch 2 and like what they're talking about and what Nintendo's been doing, I actually think, and I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm gonna say that in the video, so if you catch it now, you're a little early. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this will be the biggest jump in Nintendo's history, and I'm gonna explain that in the video. So, a little bit of foreshadowing, I think that's what we call it, foreshadowing? A little foreshadowing there. But you're gonna have to watch the video. And the members, you get it first. You get it first. You get that first 48, 60 hours just to you. And if you wanna type in there and say what, like purple, you're wrong, I will respond as I always do. As Ask Rune and Severin and the realist. Go look at it. Those 3. They come at me in the comment section of those videos, but it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. They're just doing what I ask. I love Ice. I just know one of them, and it's Fatal Fury 2. Fatal Fury. We've heard some people talk about Fatal Fury on here. The trailer, couple of minutes. Okay. Oh, I wouldn't have been able to get it then. It takes me a couple of minutes to get in to download it, then to get it here. But maybe we'll do like a Nintendo one. I don't know. Like I said, I'll be doing more Nintendo videos talking about what I think is possible. Talking about obviously I'll continue to do the business stuff like their event, but that's more like business strategy stuff. But I will be doing some more like fangirling over Nintendo Switch, like videos like that, similar to the one like Nintendo Switch wins or something like that. So more to follow on that. And yeah, and just as games start trickling out that I've identified that I really like, I'll be doing that. So if you haven't noticed, I'm doing a lot more videos than I normally have, and just trying to reach different audiences. Obviously, I love my people coming through on the live streams, but some people like videos; they like more bite size. So that's why I'm putting out there. So thank you all for coming by. Sour Blow, what's going on? Sour Blow, I was over there on. I caught Xbox International. Like, what was I doing yesterday? I was on a call till like 10. And then when I got off, I saw y'all had Doc Dark. I was like, "Oh my goodness, I could have trolled." I have 2 Xbox, so glad to see some good stuff is coming. Orcs Must Die Deathshot on Tuesday, Game Pass. Yeah, Rouster's been super excited about Orcs Must Die for Game Pass, and I'm excited for him. Sold my Xbox Series X, but I'll be playing on PC. Oh, no problem, Geek. Well, we know we're looking for people who are looking forward to playing Orcs Must Die. I will probably be doing some live streams with it. It's 4-player co-op. 4-player co-op for Orcs Must Die. Obviously, I'm looking forward to it as someone who platinumed, I guess we don't call it, but got every achievement in Orcs Must Die 3 on both Stadia and Steam. I think that's where I played it both times. So yeah, here we go. I haven't played it. Dollar Night. Whoa, Switch 2 ready. Rain the Collector. What's going Rain? You did not Rain. Rain, you don't have to do that. Thank you so much, Rain, though. So y'all, Rain is a Rain, the card game you collect. Rain is a collector, so he's a content creator. Got the chance to really meet him on Cowboy Stream. We will get your channel in here, Rain. He's a senior in high school, if I'm not mistaken, doing amazing stuff, doing his civic duty, looking up all sorts of information. So always appreciate Rain coming by. But thank you so much, Rain. And we'll definitely get your channel here as well. Get it showcased. So thanks for coming by. But with that said, let's get on our first trailer. I got a couple of trailers. I got a couple of trailers. So I do want to talk about a few of these, but in order for me to talk about it, y'all got to know what I'm talking about. So let's first start here. Which one do y'all want to start? Which one do you want to start? You know what? I'm going to start with the news that was dropped today. And I want to get your opinion on this. I'm going to play it. Some of y'all know this franchise. I know a lot of y'all saw this. Obviously, Geek did. But I want to get your opinions on this. And I'm going to give my opinions on it. So, all right. Here it goes. This is the announcement trailer dropped today. And without further ado, that's spelled ADO. Here we go.
Several years ago, the Dark Dragon, youngest of the divine dragon gods, wreaked havoc across the world. The plot was ultimately thwarted through the efforts of a sole ninja. However, the Dark Dragon's husk remained, and from this husk fell an endless downpour of cursed rain. The abandoned Tokyo continues its struggle against chaos to this day.
Infiltrated the facility. Commencing mission. No escape. Ryu Hayabusa.
Whatever your clan is plotting, it ends here. So you've come, Raven.
Back off, Hayabusa. I will execute my mission.
That's Ninja Gaiden. Okay, y'all, how do you pronounce this? Is it Gaiden or Gaiden? Gaiden or Gaiden? I'm going with Gaiden. That's how I've always pronounced it, but I've heard people pronounce it Gaiden. But Ninja Gaiden, obviously, people have been waiting for like 10 years for this game. And it is out. So that's Ninja. Well, it's not out. It's coming out. I think y'all saw that it's going to come out later half of 2025. My immediate thought. So I'm really curious what y'all think. Remember, 2 months. Let's go, geek. Let's go. Oh no, sour blow. All right, talk later. Take care later. Platinum's games makes a good games. I'm a big fan of Astral Chain. See, Geek plays a lot of games. Like there ain't too many people who play as many games as Geek. This looks tough. Souls like, is it? Is it? Well, obviously the last time I played Ninja Gaiden. Yeah, so I said it right. Gaiden. I said Gaiden, right? Gaiden, Ninja Gaiden. Um, so so I would say in my opinion, it looks Souls like, but if you played the original, like the NES one, like before it was like what they make it out today, it was always a hard game. So for it to be like people saying it's Souls like yeah, I expect it to be. I'm gonna say this one's a toss up for me, and I'm gonna explain here. Right, it has hack and slash, and it looks like it has a decent story. Um, yeah, it's geek. That's what I remember. I remember them being very hard. I don't think I beat this game. Like I don't think I beat the original one, or at least I don't. I don't think it was like a goal. Like, I think it was just a game that people would play. It's like one of those games that I probably have played like the first 30 minutes of it like multiple times, but I've never beat it. Um, so on one end, it has hack and slash. I like that. And it looks like it has a decent story. So I like that. But I don't know anything about the franchise. So I would imagine if they're trying to reboot this up, that it's going to have uh a like a easy bring you in for like a newcomer, or it's gonna have cutscenes that like catch you up, or it's just gonna be like it's gonna be the same franchise but with a totally different character, right? Um, you don't know how to yeah, once I find one game and forget every other game exists. Really, Rain? I usually can play like 3 different types at one time, but like one main one for sure. But so that's what I like about it, right? Hack and slash, cool, and story looks cool. Stuff I don't like about it, and then there's an unknown. I don't like the animation. Okay, I'm gonna be very honest. When I saw the animation, it was too what's the word? And I'm not sure if it's the trailer or if it's the actual game. But when it becomes very quick, like remember Lens of Truth, y'all, when he was talking about drawing, he said it was like the new drawing animation is like very like poppy. Like that's what I saw there. And I get it. He said it's cheaper. I totally understand that. To me, that kind of overwhelms me. Be very honest, overwhelms me. So that's something I don't like. The other thing I don't like is it's really quick. So I guess those 2 go together. Like, he seems like he's moving really quick. And there's another game people thought I would like that I actually really don't, Ghostwire Tokyo. I think that's the one, like, the one where he's, like, parkouring and, like, going everywhere. It's on Luna. That's where I played it. I those games kinda overwhelm me. So, when I saw this one, I said, "Okay, gameplay, like, what I see." Obviously, we all know I like Black Myth Wukong. I like some of these games that are harder, that you go up to a boss, adventure, whatever, whatever, whatever. So I definitely don't know, you know. However, the one thing that I think that will probably maybe sway my opinion on it. I would love y'all. Like who saw this and was like, that's the game I want to play. And it's okay if you like. I always say like, as long as you're gaming, you're good with me. Who saw that and that was like, that's the game that they're super excited about. And for me, I said, I think it's good for gaming. I think the game totally plays into nostalgia. Like, that's my question. Like, how much of a success will it be? And I'm gonna probably talk about this a little bit more in this live stream versus, and then maybe later on in a video, like in March, and y'all be like, "Oh, we heard Purple say that." But for me, I I I have to see more. It's just a release trailer. Let's give it some time to bake. Let's get it some time to like cook a little bit because I got to see more of it. Right off the bat, I think it's good if you're a Ninja Gaiden fan. A. I think it's good if you want to see gameplay. B. I think it's good because they're putting out a game. For one, I think it's good because I always thought Microsoft does better as a publisher with an independent studio versus buying the studio. Okay. So, like, imagine, I think that's awesome, right? Uh, but I'm not going to say that I thought, like, and maybe it's because I'm not a fan of it. I'm not sure if, like, is there enough to make it stand out? I'll say it like that. So let's see what Geek says. It's because sometimes I will put a game down for a year, continue, and realize that I was at the end when I stopped. You know, a lot of people do that, Geek. Wit in chat does that a ton. Wit will get to the end of the game and she can't finish it. It takes her a lot. I didn't play the original ones, and it isn't nostalgia for me. Rouser, that's what I'm thinking. Like, it's like it's a smaller cohort of people who are gonna know. But maybe your son, Rouser, but I don't think he likes these games. He likes racers. I played a big game and got to the end boss, then quit and never went back. Which one was that? Which one was that, Roster? It happened with The Last of Us last year. I finally finished it. It was only 3 hours away from the end when I stopped playing. I do love Ninja Guy. Okay, Holtz likes it. Holtz likes it. So that's what I'm saying. Like, some people like it, some people don't. Like, some people don't know anything about it. I will say the thing that I think right now that is making me hesitant, like, if this game comes out, I'll say it like this. If this game comes out at any point around the time of any of my top 11 games I'm looking forward to, because y'all know, like, that 10 and 11 in my list is like super close. Any of my top, like, I'm not gonna play it. I do it. I just think you're there with. I just think I can't watch trailers because, in my opinion, if a trailer is too good and the game doesn't deliver how I thought it would, I can't play it anymore. That's called. So that's Brain. That brings up an interesting point because I feel like sometimes I would rather you just show me. That's a good point. Because marketing traditionally in gaming has been about developing hype and getting people to do pre-orders and that. And I think, interesting enough, gamers are kind of going away from that. So it's when the expectations are high, you have to meet it. Totally hear that. That's happened with the game I rated as the most disappointing last year. I have put No Rest for the Wicked as my number one game last year. And then they released it, and it was like in a beta mode. You know, it wasn't a real game. I mean, it was a real game, but it wasn't complete. And so I'm like, that just ruined it for me. And so it dropped. That was why it was the most disappointing game. Not because it was the worst game. It just was the most disappointing game. Ninja Gaiden goes back to Sega. I hear that. I hear that. That's when I first played the series. Yep, I hear that. I was the game on Sega that was a prequel to the one you with the ambient love. It was too hard for me. Oh, was a prequel to the one you play with ambient love. Fall Guys? Oh, you're talking about Remnant. You're talking about Chronos. Chronos Before the Ashes. Is that the one you're talking about, Rouser? Chronos? Yeah, I didn't like that game. Don't get me wrong. I didn't like that game. That guy walked weird. I remember playing that. Years of Kingdom is the game I put on hold because close to next gen. Back to Lens of Truth. Hey, Lens, what's going on? I was just mentioning you, Lens. We were just talking about the animation of Ninja Gaiden, and I was saying how you said what that was and why they do animation like that because it makes it cheaper. And I was just saying that it's kind of turned me off about that. But with that, we're going to show, it's going well. We're going to show another trailer. So that was that one. Now, this one is got a lot of people excited. So I want to see if y'all are excited. This is also nostalgia, but I think they did a better job with this IP. All right, here we go. Also show today.
Engines online.
Doom the Dark Ages. That is Doom the Dark Ages. So let me know. Hey, Jeff, how are you? Live on the TikTok forever. No, we're not on TikTok. We are not on TikTok. Not on TikTok. Yeah, Doom. So let me know, y'all. Did y'all, who's excited about, so Geek, you're excited about it. Who's excited about it? I'm about to show like 2 more trailers here. But Geek's excited about it. Doom, like I've not played. So I played Doom 3 times. I played Doom 3 times. I played Doom originally on PC way back in the 90s. I played Doom 64, and I played Doom on Stadia. I never beat any of those. Um, Primarily, I think when I got back to Stadia, it was starting to be the point where I was starting to have a hard time with first person. I don't know. I think it's something with my eyes, but first person a lot of times makes me nauseous. Does that happen with y'all? It makes me nauseous. And so I didn't play, but I think this is another, I think they've done a better job with maintaining relevancy with this franchise versus what were we just talking about? Ninja Gaiden, right? So hey Joe, what's going on? I still didn't finish Doom Eternal yet. See, oh yeah, that's the one on Stadia, Doom Eternal. So yeah, Doom has never been my style. Really? So Rain, why has it not been your style? I'm curious why it gets really fast-paced and colorful. That's the I think that's it. I think when you have like first person plus now I can do a racer, which is also technically first person, right? But I have a lot of trouble with shooters that are first person. I don't know if it's because of how the guns are situated and it just doesn't feel natural to me. Like, or maybe I just need to play 'em more. But this is my problem with uh, Cyberpunk. So it's taking me so long to get through Cyberpunk because I can only do so much of it at a time, and I know it's any old's favorite game, and I'm just like, oh man. So that's my thing with Doom. But the chat, I was watching this with Reforge Gaming, and his entire chat was going crazy for this. Like crazy. And I get it. If you're a fan of a series, you want to see it go through. My question is, how well will this game sell? I think this year is very interesting for these IPs that were really big like 10, 15 years ago. I mean, I get it. Some of these IPs were big like 8 years ago. I think this is a really interesting year for IPs that were big in previous console generations. And the reason I say that, but can't say I'm excited. I'm fatigued with first person. Yep, there you go. There goes Holtz. Um, because right, we have Doom coming out. We have another game I'm about to show. We just showed Ninja Gaiden. We have a Grand Theft Auto, right? We have like several IPs that are coming out that really harken back to a previous age, right? We had some IPs come out late last year, Sonic, right? We got Fable coming out. We have Avowed's not one, but y'all get where I'm coming from. This is a really interesting test, in my opinion, about the staying power of some of these IPs. And y'all may have heard me talk about this on my I think it was my PlayStation video I did. Maybe not. No, it was the Nintendo one. It was the one I was talking about, the Innovator's Dilemma. And no, it was the PlayStation one. And in that video, I mentioned in some like that there's a dilemma sometimes innovative companies run into, and that's where they try to hold on to like their like most hardcore customers, and it's the detriment of the innovative company. And the reason why it's the detriment of the innovative company is because they hold on. They can't innovate. They get this tunnel vision. So I'm going to be really looking at these games, not critically, by the way. Like you like it, like look, I like Pikmin, and like I don't run into Pikmin players often, but I question this because we've seen this in the movie industry, right? Where they go back and they try to bring back certain IP. It works sometimes, and it works, and it doesn't work sometimes. And I'll tell you a good example of something that they can revamp this IP enough times, and it's not really the IP as much as the acting, right? Batman, for example. I think the Batman IP always comes down to the acting, right? And I wonder what is that for gaming? Why is some gaming IP that's very nostalgic a success, while other gaming IP that's also nostalgic is not a success? And I'm going to be really interested because some of this IP is going head to head for the first time against like the behemoth, which is now live service. And if y'all saw my PlayStation video, y'all saw like I continue to I mentioned it about PlayStation. I could have probably talked about it as the industry as a whole. How do these collide? Because I understand why the game companies are going with nostalgic IP. Safe bet. Built-in user base. It's probably cheaper IP. It's a lot cheaper. Already kind of game mechanic, already have a story kind of developed. I understand why it's doing that. But at the same time, are they holding on to it maybe too long? That's my question. That's my question. More gaming because of more photorealism effects. Yeah. See, that's the thing. Photorealism. I don't appreciate it. I like art. We're gonna get to an art game here pretty soon. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm not even excited for the Switch 2. Mr. Urban World, do not say that. Well, you need to watch my video coming up because I am going to be talking all Switch 2. I'm going to get people excited about Switch 2. I have a video coming out. If Cowboy and your purple Xbox showed me some really good games today, so let's see how you spin the Xbox. Oh my, I have not said that. I have not even mentioned Xbox, by the way. I've only mentioned it saying that I think Ninja Gaiden is a great model for Xbox. I don't know. Like, I think the Xbox does well when they're a publisher. I told you my favorite Xbox game is Ori. It's one of my favorite games of all time. And so I'm not. We talked about Ninja Gaiden. We talked about Doom. And now we're going to talk about the next one that came out during the developer direct. All right. So y'all, I think y'all know what this one is. I think y'all know this one, right? Here we go.
Whew. It is really picking up out there. Did you pack everything?
Mama, this ain't my first hurricane. I know what to do.
As long as you didn't forget the
Flashlights and batteries.
Oh, shoot, we got 5 minutes. Let's go.
We wouldn't be rushed if you didn't.
Don't mumble. Speak on it.
I said we wouldn't be rushed if you didn't waste all that time at the shelter.
Now, you want to bring this up right now.
I'm just saying.
Hazel, please.
We might need some help. I might need some help. While you're out helping everybody else.
Hazel!
No! Mama!
Is that Hazel?
The trailer got swept downstream with Mama in it, and it ain't just about Mama. I'm seeing these things.
Hey, Hazel.
Who's there?
Up here. You find your mama yet?
A talking fish. Nope. Ain't no way.
It ain't every day I hear about a new weaver such as yourself.
What are you talking about?
You can't see strands, can't you? And a trained weaver ought to be able to rescue her mama easy. I can teach you the rest.
This better work.
Can I help you, son?
You know anything about that creepy old house up on the hill?
Yes, that was once the home of Hug and Molly.
Wait, is Hug and Molly real?
All the stories are real, darling. Feel your call.
Weavers fix things deep down. They mend parts of your soul so ripped you'd forgotten they were ever one piece.
I came all this way to hear this story. The real story, Itchy.
It was complicated. This is grown folks' business. This ain't for you.
I ain't no damn child.
And you're welcome to try bottling up the pain. But the roots of this trouble go deep.
Oh, dear. You've been keeping secrets.
It's here, it's on.
Play it day one with Game Pass.
Game day one with Game Pass. All right, y'all. All right. Y'all know this is my number 2 most look forward to game. I've already, just so you know, and the members will get to see me do this live. They talked about the Premier Edition there. So if you get the Premium Edition, it's $50. The game is $40. If you get the Premium Edition, you get to play the game. You get the game, you get a bunch of digital art, digital music, and you get to play it 5 days in advance. I actually didn't just buy one. I bought 2 collector editions of the art. So they have these things called the art collector book for this game. I bought 2. All right. One of them is signed by the entire studio to include the musicians, the artists, and everything. I bought that. That one's never getting open. Also, these don't come with the game, by the way. And then what y'all will get to see me open up is what I actually ordered Remy. And that is something similar, but it doesn't have as many signatures, but it still has a whole bunch of them. And so I will be doing that live on stream. So y'all get to open it up with me. They told me it'll come a few before the game actually launches. So we'll get to do that. So I am really excited about this. Okay. And let me remind you, neither of those come with the game. So I am going to end up spending like the cost of a PS4 or a PS5 just on this one game this year. Because I am excited about it. I love what they did with it. I think the art, you got some of the music there. Like, y'all may not know this, but one of my favorite music icons of all time is Dolly Parton. She has a song that is like one of my all-time favorite songs called Jolene. They have a character in the game that is based upon Jolene. Like, so many things. There's so many like guest cameos. There's so much about the music, the accents, the stories, the setting. Like, as someone who comes from the Gulf Coast of the United States, so much family is from the South. Like, there's so much I'm about this game. All right. Stop motion to me makes the game. I am so excited about this. All right. I have nothing negative to say about this. And I know a lot of people it may not be their style. It may not be the thing they want to play. I totally hear it. And I think it's totally great. Like I just said, like Ninja Gaiden, a lot of people are excited about that. Not me. Not me. You know, I told you, I think that's an animation that I think is overwhelming. All right. Let's talk about Doom. A lot of people excited about Doom. Nothing wrong with being excited about Doom. Doom, the Dark Ages. You get to go back in the Dark Ages. You get these really cool medieval weapons. You're killing monsters and demons, whatever you kill in Doom. right? First person, totally get it. Not for me, right? But that's okay. That's okay. South of Midnight. To me, I like it. To me, I'm excited about it. To me, it is more art than game, but it's still a game. Like, that's what gets me excited. I don't know how to say it other than that. Like, I think I told y'all about the music in the game. And the music, it's really cool because all the music of the South, so there's like blues in there, there's like a little bit of jazz in there, like all of that represents Hazel, right? And so I love when games do this. Like I told y'all, they did this with Peter and the Wolf. All that represents Hazel. So when you hear a song, it kind of cues you to like, yo, this is Hazel's time. But then all the music that's very like symphony orchestra, which I love, it's one of my favorite genres. All of that represents like whatever she's fighting, like, right? Whatever this thing is, okay? Or like a negative thing. I just love like when games or just medias do that in general, right? So that's my thing. I got excited. I've been excited about this. Like I've been excited since they first showed this. I've been excited. South of Midnight, April 8th. If you get the premium edition, April 3rd. Premium edition is April 3rd. I am so excited about it. And so that's me. That's me. What do y'all do? So we saw 3 totally different games. Everybody has their own taste. That's exactly, Cherry, man. Everybody has their own taste. I do not doubt that. Doom is one of my favorite first-person shooters of all time. Doom Eternal was my 2020 game of the year. That's that cowboy. That's what he wants. That's what he wants. So that's that. So that is that game, right? And here in a second, I'm going to show you another trailer, and then I'm going to ask you all, which of the 4 are you most excited about? Because I'm curious. Okay, so I got one more trailer. It's basically showing all the trailers. Yeah. Well, I have one more. I don't have the trailer of something with Sam. I forget the name of it. I don't have that trailer because that trailer was like 15 minutes long. I don't have that one. But I have another trailer that y'all know I made a prediction about this game at the end of last year. This trailer just launched earlier this week. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. What do you think about this? What do y'all think about this? Here we go. We got one more trailer. Here we go.
It's hard to remember. Blood.
Breathe deeply. Tell me about your nightmare.
There is evil at work in our homeland. Greedy lords who bring war.
He comes. Oda Nobunaga. Iga is under attack. This blade, it cannot be taken.
What?
Now's the time.
These people don't care about us. Blood for blood.
This land will soon be unified by my vision. Is that tyranny?
I ride with you. My whole life, I have been caught on your wind, blown across the world.
I see potential in this man.
The Brack soldier is not one of us. Send him back to wherever he belongs.
He may become a legend, or he may die. Duel me? No. Duels belong in the old world. This is the way forward.
You slaughtered innocents!
The blade. It is you. You are a part of something bigger than this war. Our fates are connected.
have all seen darkness. Some have been that darkness. Because you believe in my cause, we have come together, despite it all. To bring change, to bring light.
Yo, y'all, that's Assassin's Creed. That's Assassin's Creed Shadow. I'm about to put this out here. I'm about to say which one did y'all like the most. You know, we saw 4 trailers. Now, I do not have Expedition 33 because I told y'all that is too long of a trailer. They didn't have the right trailer for that game, so I couldn't get it. But I'm curious, what do y'all think out of those 4? And I think they're all different, right? We got 3 that are technically older IP, right? Meaning we have 3 that are like Assassin's Creed, we have Doom, we have Ninja Gaiden. I think those are all different, right? The oldest of those is Ninja Gaiden. Then you have like this Doom one that comes through, right? Because I think Doom was originally like a PC IP. I believe it was on PC first before N64. And then you kind of like speed it up a little bit. And with the Assassin's Creed, that really got popular in the 2000s, late 2000s at that. And so, and then you have South of Midnight, artsy, no IP, but culture, right? And some would say that's the ultimate IP, right? It's something very uniquely American. And some would say Assassin's Creed, you're like, but purple, Assassin's Creed Japanese. And some would say that's not Japanese. Yeah, I think there's a lot going on here. And so for me, I have PS5 Pro at Geek Cowboy would say you wasted your money. I'm getting shadows just for the parkour. Yeah, they said the different it's different. Doom is my favorite for sure. Reaver the Beaver. Ayo. Hey Reaver, what's going on? A lot of big hitters this year, a lot. And I think it's going to be testing. Like this. So if y'all did not know, last year the gaming industry shrunk. You know, despite what Reforged Gaming would tell y'all, and I've been saying this, despite the fact that we had higher costs for subscription services, both PlayStation raised their costs and Game Pass raised their prices, despite having several pretty big games, despite having more playing time on live service games, despite the fluctuations in the foreign exchange currencies, gaming still shrunk. And so I've said this at the early part of this stream. This is a very, very interesting year, right? Because we have a new Nintendo launching, and we don't know what's going to launch with that. And I told y'all I'm going to get super excited. I'm going to do videos for you. I can give you a little teaser if y'all want on what I'm thinking about with the Switch 2 in this live stream if you want. We got probably the biggest console game ever, Grand Theft Auto. And everybody's like, well, everybody's going to get Grand Theft Auto purple. Grand Theft Auto is going to sell like 40 million copies, or Grand Theft Auto is going to sell 30 million copies. Let me tell you, Grand Theft Auto has to sell like basically like 30 to 40 million copies to justify the hype that right now the market is putting on that. That's a lot. Grand Theft Auto has to basically sell like all of Madden, all of 2K, and all of what's the Bang Bang one? Oh, the Call of Duty. It has to basically sell all of that to match the expectations that are being put on that game. That's high. That's high. Like I said, this is the year, in my opinion. We have Fable. This is the year that traditional IP will be tested. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't know there's going to be a new Orcs Must Die. When's that? What are you kidding me? Reaver, Orcs Must Die. Orcs Must Die is releasing on Tuesday. $40, I believe. I would love to play Assassin's Creed Ship, but happy for the decrease in price as always happens really fast. Will they put savings in? You could, but maybe Holtz just do so y'all know John Scars, right? Some of y'all from the Stadia community know John Scars and a couple of other like content creators. They've already played it, and they played it using what do they call it? Ubisoft Plus. So that's another option, right? It's going to drop day and date on Ubisoft Plus. And because you can get Ubisoft Plus on Luna, you can play it on Luna. Like, I think that's a cool deal. You know, it's kind of very similar to the Stadia model, how they played with Ubisoft Plus. But yeah, I think this is really interesting. There's almost too much IP going out. It's almost too much. And despite, like, let me put it better in perspective. Without China last year, the gaming industry would have been destroyed. It would have been one of the worst. It would have been probably one of the biggest misses in gaming history. Without the Chinese market. That's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I am nervous. I'm nervous about the gaming industry because, like I said, you're going with nostalgia. If nostalgia can't carry the day, and live service continues to be what it is, it's interesting because I put that South of Midnight there, that artsy thing. Like, will we get another one of those if the games industry, if we can't pick it up? I don't know. I'm nervous. Do you do Chariot Man? Hey, Louis, what's going on? Louis, y'all, if y'all should have been catching Louis, he had Louis, did you get to 50? You were at 42 when I last left you this morning, and then I had to do work. Garrett Green, what's going on? Garrett, what game are you looking forward to? Y'all, Garrett Green from Reforge's stream. The artsy thing, best game ever. Yeah, I love it. I love South of Midnight. I told y'all, South of Midnight. For me to get a collector's edition before I even play the game. When was the last time I did that? Tears of the Kingdom. Back there. Last time I got collector's edition before I even got the game. I mean, it's big. But we'll see. Oh my goodness, Louis. Y'all, Louis had 50 concurrent. That's crazy. He built that. I'll play Switch 2 with Mario Kart and Zelda Remaster. Hold, so I'm there with you. So I'll give you a little bit of sneak peek into my next Nintendo video. Doom. Are you serious, Louis? Why Doom? Cowboy likes Doom too. Oh, Cowboy also likes Doom. Because I guess there is a Doom too. But so Switch. I think Jinx was in chat. I don't know if he's still there. I'll tell you, Jinx, why I'm excited about Switch 2. See, I think a lot of people focus when it comes to consoles and gaming. And I think this is totally okay to do this. And you hear this in the, like, what are the specs? What are the specs? And we're used to hearing things about like graphics and fidelity and processing power, right? But Jinx, you should know this. Right. When you start having upscalers and you start having cloud capabilities, you almost those specs don't really matter too much. Right? So if we know what is true about the Switch 2, and let's say it has the 2070 GPU power. I say in quotation marks. Let's say it has that. Well, we already know if we had a 2070 back in Stadia. You know, I come from Stadia. I have all the controllers up there. Back during Stadia's time, that would have been enough to play 4K. Because why? Because of cloud. Upscale cloud. So I look at the Switch 2, I'm not too worried about the hardware specs. I think like that gets like people like Digital Foundry super excited and these other people super excited. It doesn't get me excited. I'm all about the gameplay. But when it comes to Nintendo, there's another thing I'm really excited about. And I don't think there's another company that has done as much as Nintendo to push gaming in the way we interact with games forward as much as Nintendo. I say y'all are getting a sneak peek on this. I'm going to be doing this video later, maybe tonight or tomorrow. And so what do you mean by that? Well, and I don't have the trailer up anymore. I don't think I have it. If I did, I would probably pull it up. But I don't really have the trailer up anymore. And when we think about Nintendo, when we think about that device, there's a couple of things that people have started to notice. All right. So those little Joy-Cons on the Switch 2, you probably already know, but they're mice, like computer mouse, like a computer mouse. But they're actually more powerful than a mouse. Right? They're actually like these little things that are like more positional, like that actually can move things, that can actually determine like where you are. Like a mouse just can move a pointer on like a screen if you think it can do more than that technically. But when you start to have a sensor associated with it, it starts to give you spatial recognition, right? And if we think about the Switch 2, right? And then they start to notice that there's actually like an infrared reader. So now you're starting to get like, okay, wait a second. We got this mouse. We got an infrared reader. So these are two separate things. We got a computer in there. We got cloud. And then what I like to think that people have been missing. What do you mean the hand gesture? What I think people are missing, just do more consistent. But I think it's about different types of games, Jinx. Different types of games, right? What I think people are missing technically is how games can evolve. What do we know about Nintendo? Over the last 8 years, I'm going to give you a hint here. There's one gaming company that has really revolutionized this idea about gamifying your health. Give you a hint. It's Nintendo, right? During the Wii U timeframe, they brought all of like the Wii Sports, the Wii Resort, the Wii Fitness. That really revolutionized gaming. That actually brought more people into the gaming ecosystem. All right. But let's go a little bit further. What do we also know about Nintendo? Right? Everybody, Mr. Urban Roll will talk about VR all day. He'll talk about AR all day. There has been one application in the last decade that brought artificial reality to the masses and was a success. One. And guess what company was, I'm not I guess I'll say was partnered on it. I'll give you a hint. Rhymes with Nintendo, rhymes with Niantic, rhymes with Pokemon Go. So let's go a little bit more, right? Now we know, what did Nintendo just recently release? Well, they recently released this alarm clock. I don't actually even know where that alarm clock is, but I am doing a member stream where I'm opening it up. It was here. I don't even know where it is anymore. But now we can see like, okay, they're doing these things with tracking. They're doing these things with health tracking. They're doing these things with your motion tracking. They're doing these things with like these sensors. They're doing things with AR. Now we know, if you see my videos also, right? What was one of the first videos I did on Nintendo? This actually happened 2 years ago. Who are they partnered with? Google Cloud. What do we know where Google Cloud is today? You got it. Google AI. So now, if you think about what the Switch 2 actually becomes, and we start to see like, wait a second, they're starting to build these peripheries that have tracking and sensors. They're used to having like, they're familiar with this technology, with AR technology. We're seeing that the actual console is starting to be able to use with sensors on it and infrared to read through. You can now start to think about a world. What could they do there? How could they really change how we interact with games? See, right now we always talk about games like how we interact with look at Xbox. Just so y'all know, I don't hate on Xbox. How we interact. Let me do this one since I'm talking about Nintendo. Just so y'all know, I don't hate on Nintendo. I love Nintendo. Oh, actually, let me really say I don't hate Nintendo. Just so y'all know, I don't hate Nintendo. You're seeing how we can interact with the games, right? Like, it's really this thing that we haven't interacted with games before, and everybody's talking about games are getting stale. We need something new. Like, I actually believe the gaming industry, it's not about games being woke or anti-woke, or it's not about like graphic fidelity. I think we've hit later, Rouser. I see ya. I think we've hit a plateau in how we interact with games. The medium. Just as we had hit a standstill with the arcade system that led to the home console system, that led to the PC, that led to more powerful consoles, that led to mobile. I think we've hit a limit on the medium, and there's one company that I can say has pushed gaming forward more than the others. And I'm not just fangirling here, but I have the facts if you think about it. That's Nintendo. The most least powerful game console hardware. The most least powerful hardware has pushed gaming forward the most. Think about it. Most game companies, I see you, Joe, here. Would not be sure, leads the way. I told you here. Think about it. Most game companies, I'm going to take a shot. Now, I just showed you the controllers for Xbox and PlayStation. I own both. Most game companies, are they being constrained by the hardware, or are they being constrained by the software? If you ask me, most gamers are always like, the Series X, the PS5, they can do more. The game developers aren't pushing the hardware as much. That's what they say. They say that traditionally the hardware's there. We just haven't used it as much. So it's a software optimization. But if we think about it, what about Nintendo? Okay? Nintendo, it's the opposite. We actually say, like Silent Cypher, the biggest Nintendo hater I know, Silent Cypher will go up and down and preach until the last day he lives. If only Nintendo gave you more power. Look what they do with the hardware now, and look what they can do with the software. There's no other game that has the game mechanics and physics as Tears of the Kingdom. There's no game that does what Pikmin does. Like, if you start thinking about some of these game engines and what you have to do in the game, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, they still have Mario, and they still have some of these other ones that are like kind of like easy enough. But you're talking open world builders, problem solving, physics. And they were doing that with basically what's going to come out to be a decent smartphone 10 years ago. That's the hardware that's in the Switch. Garrett Green saying Grand Theft Auto. I hear you, Garrett. I hear you. But I think that's just pushing, that's just more fidelity, and that's just a story. Think about it. The games that are coming out now where people are saying, oh, it's not doing enough. All we're talking about is gameplay. We're talking about graphics, gameplay, and story. Black Myth Wukong, hack and slash, linear type of game. What made it different? The fact that he had a staff. That's what made it different. Different animation. All the games we just saw here, Ninja Gaiden. Y'all looked at Ninja Gaiden. Half of the chat already said Ninja Gaiden is going to be a hack and slash Souls-like game. It's like we haven't even got the game and you already know what the game is. That means in order for that game to outperform, think about it. If you already know what that game is to outperform, and this is why I brought up prior IP and movies. Why is it that Batman that we've seen since the 1980s, what makes the difference between a Batman in the 1980s to the 2000s to the 90s to the Heath Ledger to the one with that other dude? What makes the difference in them? It's the same IP. It's a different character. The actor brings it together. The actresses, the performance, the mood setting, that changes it. Is that the same thing in gaming? I think not. I don't think in gaming you can just put a voice actor. I see you, Indiana Jones. People loved you, but I'm sorry. Indiana Jones is nostalgic. There are kids you grow up to and you're like, do you know who Indiana Jones is? And they're going to be like, yeah, I went to school with him. That's Jones from Indiana. It's not about voice acting. It's not about the IP. It's about moving the medium forward. And that's why I'm happy about Switch 2. Switch 2, from what I've seen, it has, when we talk about hardware, it's not about hardware. It has certain devices and mechanisms on a gaming console that we have not seen. And if you put that in the right hands, we can now interact with the world. And we've already done this. Like I said, Pokemon Go, I get we're not mobile gamers here. I don't even play Pokemon. But what I will know is that my analysts and my lieutenants, those people were playing this. They were walking around with their phones doing this all. I don't even know what the heck they were doing, but they were seeing things I wasn't. Nintendo, with this new Switch 2, everybody's focused on the... Let's look at the Mario Kart game. Oh my goodness, that's what Donkey Kong looks like. Look at the wheels. Look at the shader. Oh, it's bigger. Is that an LCD screen or is that an ICD screen? Who gives a F? That's not creative. Have y'all not realized that? Like, why do y'all think you think Nintendo just put out an alarm clock that can track your sleep? Like, let me say that again. They put out an alarm clock that can track your sleep, that can connect to an app on your phone. Nintendo put out an app, a music app. Do you think when a company has an app group that makes apps, you think they just stop on one? You think that's all they were doing? No. They're building an ecosystem of hardware. Think about it. When Apple first came out with the iPod, I'll never forget it. It was Popular Mechanics magazine. 1999. They talked about Steve Jobs and they said, Steve Jobs, he has an answer to Napster. I was like, okay, because back then the music industry had no way. How were they going to take on Napster? And Steve Jobs said, I have this little iPod and I'm going to have my little iTunes store. And then what happened? It launches. No one's really into iPods at this time. This is like mini disc player time. It's like 2002, 2003. By 2005, the iPod had just taken over. That was the way we were listening to music. Then what happened? Then people who got the iPod started getting the iMac, the MacBook. Then what happened? You get the MacBook, you started getting the iPad. Now these are all, y'all talking about things that are just the same thing, just different. That's this. Then you start getting the Mini. Then you start getting the smartwatches. Then you start getting the ecosystem, the apps that worked all together. Then you start getting the smart speakers. Then you start getting the smart speakers that could, the smartphones and everything that could turn your lights off, the air condition, could cook for you. Then they could hook it up to your computer. The damn thing was everywhere. And so now when we have Switch, if you can't see it, Switch is building the same deal. Nintendo's doing, they already, but they have the IP already. Hey, Crystal, what's going on? See, Jinx, that's the question. What problem is the Switch 2 going to solve? The same thing Steve Jobs solved. You think he really, do you think Steve Jobs really went out to solve the Napster problem? No. Music was just the vehicle to get into your home, to get into your life. Nintendo, Switch 2, gaming is just the vehicle. What problem is it going to solve? The problem it's going to solve is gaming has plateaued. I've continued to say this. People say, no, it isn't. We're eating good. Look at all the IPs we got. Look at all the games launching. Look at these games that are launching that have taken 10 years to build. Look at this. This is from the Xbox 360 era. This is from the PS4 era. What did I just tell you? Gaming shrunk last year, and that was with the increase in subscription prices. That's with the increase in gaming sales. Gaming shrunk last year. That's with more people having a PlayStation 4 and an Xbox Series X. There are more people, there are more mobile gamers, more console gamers, more PC gamers, and gaming shrunk last year. You tell me how that's possible. Tell me how that's possible. I'm telling you how. Because gaming is stagnating at the margins. People are saying it's not new. Nintendo has the opportunity with Switch 2 while everybody's like, what is PlayStation 6 gonna look like? What is the next Xbox handheld gonna look like? Well, Xbox can do a handheld. It'll look like the Switch. That's not moving it forward. That's just like a new screen. Great, now I can see 144 FPS versus 120 FPS. Same controller. Same gameplay, just different character. It's an open world. Oh, they're parkouring. It's the same. Every single thing I just said, now you all saw a game do that 4 or 5 years ago. Tell me I'm lying. That's why I'm excited about Switch 2. That's what I think people are missing. How does this all connect together? And when you ask me, the ability to now say, wait a second, can we put AR together with the gameplay together with some of these roles I've never been into, to do things with these characters I've never been able to do? That gets me excited. I want to try that. Maybe that'll keep me in a game a little bit longer. Maybe that's a puzzle I haven't seen. Maybe it's a puzzle mechanic I haven't seen before. Maybe it's something I can do that I haven't been able to do yet. And then you're like, well, Purple, what? I just told you, Pokemon Go, AR. I just told you, body tracking, the alarm low. I just told you, like, how to move things and use Joy-Cons that you never done before. Nintendo Fit, Nintendo Sport. I just told you, like, how they can connect to your devices. Pikmin. Did you know Pikmin has Nintendo has an app called Pikmin on the mobile phone that actually tracks your movement around the city? And it has little Pikmin that go and get little things where based upon where you walk to. Now they're collecting data. So if we collect data, we know they got cloud, and we know there's AI, and what happens with AI and data and cloud, and now it can make a unique experience for you that you've never had with another game. Tell me the Series X can do that. Tell me Microsoft has done that. Tell me PlayStation. Tell me who in PC's done that. No, you're not. You're not. Gaming's plateaued, and you need Nintendo with their underpowered hardware to move it forward. I'm doing it. I think it has stagnated. I think AI and machine learning will push the tech. See, there you go. He thinks it's AI. And so Garrett, I hear you here, Garrett. But why is it that every game developer is saying no to AI? Who's going to do it? Sony? Not just but details in games, gameplay, NPC interaction. Okay. So I have a better NPC interaction. That's not gameplay. Just because I have a more interesting dialogue with the NPC, you're telling me that's going to make the game better? It could. That doesn't push gaming forward. That's like so linear. That's why I say like Sony and Xbox, they're not. It's just like, oh, that'll keep people in the game longer. If we interact with them, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Let me say that first off. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I think that's just a natural evolution. But I think to push the game form factor forward, you eventually have to go from when we were doing arcade games to what we can do now. Like that takes an evolution in gaming that's more than just having a more upgraded arcade game. Robolic, I'm with you. Robolic, I think you're good. I think it may be the best one for you. If it has Sims, did you see the mouse and stuff on there? I think it could be right for you because it's in the infancy. It will develop over years. I hear you, Garrett. I hear you. I'm not saying that they can't do it. I'm saying that they need someone to show them how to do it. Right? Nintendo Switch was not the first handheld like console that you could do in the handheld. What do we call hybrid? It wasn't the first, right? Jaguar did it first. Nintendo did it better. Right? Nintendo understood when and where and actually made sense. Because like I said, that's why I brought the comparison to Apple. Apple, if y'all remember back in the day, like 15 years ago, 14 years ago, Android and Apple. Android was always the more powerful phone. Android always had the more powerful chips, the more powerful screen, the better battery life. Android always had that. But why did people like Apple? Two reasons. It worked, and it had this ecosystem that worked. It not only had the hardware that wasn't the most powerful, but it had the software to do it. In gaming, I think you need to have the hardware, but I think you also need the software, but it's not just the software, it's the IP. It's the unique gameplay. It's the puzzle. Because at the end of the day, what is a game? Something that keeps you entertained. And that's why I bring up the movies. What changes a movie? Like, why does a movie of the same IP do good or bad or average? What changes it? And if you can answer that about movies, then ask yourself, what changes it about a book? What changes it about a comic? When you can start to identify each one of these things, you start to understand like, okay, that's what they should focus on in that. When it comes to games, I don't think it's graphics. I think at one time it was, because at the time that the graphics were getting better, the computational power was getting better. And so we were being able to do more things in a game. That's why when you go play a retro game now, it's like super easy to pick up because you actually are way past that. This controller now, you know what I mean? This controller, it's typical controller, same as this one. They have both the same buttons. I can do like 16 moves with this. I can play A, B, Y, X. I can do left bumper, left trigger, right trigger, left bumper with Y, left bumper with X. Y'all already know it. Y bumper with Y bumper. You can do like 20 things with this. Games advance because of computation, but I think we stagnated. It's just better. It's just better graphics, different moves. That's it. It's just a different. It's just a reskin. We do some things faster, some things slower, something instead of a sword, it's a staff. Instead of a first-person shooter in just the gun, it's a first-person shooter with 2 guns. That's why. I'm not saying, and obviously y'all have your own opinions about it. But I don't I think that the industry is missing because, and I think they do great stuff over there at what did I call it? Digital Foundry. I think they do great stuff. It's their content. Like some people like to look at the horsepower, the engines, and all that. You know, we love the engine. It's just like it's like a fast car. You know, a lot of times people are like, "Oh, I have this much horsepower, and I have this much, and I can move the gears this fast." But very rarely is the fastest car the one that wins the race, the one with the most horsepower. You know what I mean? It's the one with the best driver. Why don't we ever focus on it like that? I knew that from a young age when I started dating guys who drove fast cars. All the same, they all make loud noises. I don't care what you say. It's the driver. And that's about games. They all have different graphics. They're like, okay, we get more powerful, more blah, 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 blah. It's a game. Kept you in it. Hey, David Wilson, what's going on? I like the controllers because I have short fingers and it's more comfortable as long as it gets you in there. I have to use this one, Rebolica. I have to use this one. That's how I think about it. That's what I say. So I'm going to try to sum all that up in like a 6-minute, 30 second. And I don't do that on purpose. It just so happens that most of the videos are like 6 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm going to try to sum that all up. That's going to be a video coming up about my Switch 2. And I'll sleep on it, and members, you'll get it early. And if you want to push back and do what Severin and Rune and the realist, there's like 3 or 4 of y'all who go in on my comments. I'm totally here for it. I'm totally here for it. But I think we forget that about Nintendo. Is the new game mechanics that they come up with each new Switch or with each new Nintendo, right? Was it the first time we could play with 4 people on one console? Remember that? That was super fun. Was it the first time we had the Wii Nunchucks or whatever? That was super cool. You know, was it the hybrid console? Always something different. You inviting tonight? You want to come on? If you want to come, I guess I could do it. I guess I could. You want to come on, Louis? I can let you on. I'll let you on. I'll drop a link, y'all. I'll drop a link. But that's it, y'all. That's my show. I actually have one more trailer. It was a movie trailer. We can get to it next time. I didn't realize I was going to go on that rant about Nintendo. Gary had me going. Y'all had me going. Y'all had me cooking. Wii Sport was Bowling was fun. Rebolica, weakest system at the time. Sold 110 consoles. Weakest system brought new people into the game. It's about fun. I wish Purple Haze knew about anything about gaming. Wait, I wish Purple Haze knew anything about game. I wish Purple Haze knew something about gaming. Anything? Something? Something or anything. I don't know. I understand. All right. Let me put on some clothes. All right, let me drop this. I'll drop this link. Rebolica, I want to do your shades of purple. I'll hit you up on I think I have your what do we call that? Your X. I don't even know the original name of it. Good job, Elon. I don't even know the original name of that thing. Here we go. I still have my Wii, 2 of them actually. There you go. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, hopefully I got y'all excited. Hopefully y'all are starting to see it. Like I'm just saying, like go back and think about what they put out and start to get like, and we have people who like Doom and South of Midnight. Thank you all for voting. I could, all right, so I'll hit you up, Robolica, for sure. But yeah, that's hopefully like now, like I kind of like maybe got those creative juices running, what they can do with the actual with the act, like what they're building there and how Nintendo works. Nintendo doesn't work like you gotta they don't work with graphics. They're like, y'all can lead with graphics, we're gonna lead with gameplay. Twitter is better. I could talk, Holtz, I could talk, y'all. I think y'all saw my passion with it. I mean, I had a dream. I had a dream a couple of nights ago, and I don't know if it was because I was just staring at the alarmo because I hadn't opened it. I don't know if it was because I had been listening to the Switch Online Nintendo Music app. I don't know if it was because I just got done hooking up my Switch. I don't know if it was because I just finished doing a Switch video. But I had a dream and I saw, look at that. I'm about to MLK, y'all. Y'all know it's his birthday this Monday. I'm about to give it to you. I had a dream. You know what I mean? I had a dream that you had all these things coming together. I was like, I got to tell these people about it. You know what I mean? Yeah, y'all thought I was about to really do the speech. I probably could do it, huh? I used to know it. I used to speech class. I probably could do it. See if I can pull it up here. I don't know. I'll be on the spot. Let's see if I can do it. The actual speech. I'll be on the spot. I don't know if I could do it. Maybe. Interesting. No, I can't find the actual speech. I used to know this one from speech class. Oh, that's a long one, eh? I don't know. I can do it right now. I'll probably. Hey, Cyberblow, what's going on? I was in a car accident 15 years ago and hurt my shoulder. Oh no! I couldn't type or anything for months, but could play the Wii with the nunchuck. That's all you need. Nintendo's got your back there, Abalico. Or are you going to the New York experience? It depends. I didn't. Have they already selected? Did they select today? They selected today. I don't think so. Here, I come. All right, I'm back. I see you, Sour. You didn't miss anything, Rouster. Just tell. I was just okay, I think I have this one. I was just talking about my Switch 2 video coming up. With that one. So I say I had a dream that one day the nation will rise and live out the true meaning of its creed. Ooh, that's an interesting thing to read right now. Okay, look who we got, y'all. It's fresh off of this morning's amazing stream with Xbox Direct. We have none other than Crazy Louie from Xbox International. Crazy, what's going on?
Man, Purple, it's been an amazing day. I mean, wow.
Wow. So look at this guy. He's so excited.
Oh, man, it's Doom. It's Doom. I mean, why not? It's Doom. Doom.
Okay, so you're Doom. So you're into Doom. Cowboys into Doom.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Y'all, if y'all did not know, Louis has a little elf behind the camera that moves his camera around when it's crazy. I don't know any other streamer who has this.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. How come nobody has this cool camera?
I don't know. Like that's why it's so weird how it just follows you. All right, so you like Doom.
Mm-hmm.
You like Doom. I'm sure you like the whole thing.
Exactly. It was amazing. I mean, they did an amazing showcase, to be honest. I mean, it's games. I mean, what else could we ask for? It's all games. And not only that, Purple, I mean, it's amazing that for like the past, let's say from September to now, we've been packed. We've been packed with games. I mean, you had Flight Simulator, Call of Duty, Stalker 2, Indiana Jones, and now like today we got a Shadow Drop, Ninja Gaiden 2, right? Shadow dropped on, right? Which is awesome. Next month we got Avowed. Then in April,
is Shadow Drop meaning like it was a reveal, or did it actually launch today?
It launched today. Launched
Oh, I
today.
didn't know it launched today. So that's what Geek was saying.
Ninja Gaiden 2 launched today.
The one we just saw launched today.
They showed you part 4, which is going to launch in the fall. But then after that, they revealed the Ninja Gaiden 2, which they fully, I think, remade or remastered. I got to read into that. And they just threw it out there today. Game Pass and everything. Day one. Right there. Boom. Shadow drop it. They shadow drop that game.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You play it? You
Of
did.
course.
You were playing it. You were playing it. I remember I caught a little bit of your show.
I was installing it, and chat had me hanging in there and say, "Yeah, no, go stay here with us for a while," because I had to go to the supermarket, so they made me stay. So I waited till the game installed, and then I was like, "Let's play a little bit," and I beat the first chapter. But I can't keep on playing it because I gotta finish Stalker 2. I gotta get done with that game.
Oh my goodness! No, I hear you. I hear you. Like I said, I'm super excited about South of Midnight. I bought the collector's art edition that'll be opening up for members only, live for you all. And but that's probably it, Louis. Not gonna lie.
You're not gonna lie.
That's all.
So an Xbox game pretty much got you to buy a collector's edition, huh?
I have nothing against Xbox. I don't. I really don't. I told y'all, I think Xbox is amazing. I have everything against Microsoft, but that's a different story. But I listed it as my number 2 most looked forward to game. And also
what's your number 1? What's your number 1?
Reanimal. Reanimal.
Which one's that one?
The one that kind of looks like Little Nightmares, but better.
Reanimal, where?
You've seen it. I know you've seen it.
I think I have. I gotta check it out then.
But no, Louis, let's see if crazy Louis from Xbox International get this. This will determine if he is a Xbox fan. Louis, I have one of my top 6 most look forward to games of 2025 is launching on Game Pass on Tuesday. What is it?
This Tuesday?
This Tuesday coming up.
Eternal Strands? No, because if you gotta tell me the dates, no. Okay, but it's confused because so many games.
Oh my goodness.
What is it, Purple? I mean, now I'm just don't tell me this is a snow game because I read this.
Y'all, this is Xbox International.
Oh Lord, Purple, don't get me like this because I know all the games that are launching. I just don't let me see. Xbox Game Pass game launching on Tuesday. Now you're making me look.
I'll tell you. You don't have to look. I know you gotta look.
Which one is that one?
I do, Crystal. I do want to do it. Ask Me Anything, but it can't be personal identifiable information. It's Orcs Must Die. Death Trap.
Death Trap.
Orcs Must Die. Death Trap.
Okay, what is that about? Oh my god, I gotta check it out because everything that launches, I go ahead and try it. But Orcs Must Die. There's a part 3 to it. Oh,
look, Game Pass. Look, he's gonna have to tell his audience tomorrow.
Oh, Purple, listen, you can't kill me with this. It's an indie game.
Okay, Louis, this is some let me, I've never played Xbox, granted, even has one. Okay, Louis, so there you go, Rebolica. Don't worry, you're not missing anything. Everything's an Xbox now, Rebolica. Don't worry about it. Everything's an Xbox. You've played it. Everything's Xbox, Rebolica. But Louis, so here's a little thing about Orcs Must Die.
All right, tell me about it. Get me hyped.
Here, this is why you should know this. This is actually really important. Orcs Must Die is created by a studio called Robot Entertainment. Okay. Robot Entertainment used to be a studio called Ensemble Studios. Why is Ensemble Studios really important? Ensemble Studios used to be part of Microsoft Games, and they produced Age of Empires.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Look at that. I have to tell. I should be Xbox International.
Go for it. I did not know that. I did not know that. I did not know that. Wow, I didn't. Sour Blow, don't come and troll me because I know you did not know that either, Sour Blow. So don't come over here and troll me.
So that's why I'm excited because it's like full circle. Like they went to Phil Spencer. They did not want to buy. They didn't want to make the what is called the Halo game that was like a real time strategy game. I don't know what it was. It came out like 15 years ago.
The Halo Wars, you mean? Yeah.
Halo Wars.
Yeah.
So they didn't want to do Halo Wars, right? Because if you think about Halo Wars, it's a little bit like Age of Empires, and they said we don't want to do that. We want to do our own thing. Phil Spencer actually allowed them to go off and form their own independent studio.
That's cool.
So that's a good news story. That's a good news story.
Oh, so you're talking about this is an RTS game that's coming out?
Orcs Must Die is, I would say, more like a, how would we describe Orcs Must Die, Rouster? Orcs Must Die is like a third-person shooter / tower defense game.
Interesting. Oh, yeah. I remember seeing this. Oh, you see? It's so much stuff, man. I remember seeing this. Oh, hell yeah. So wait, this is like you got to have a tower defense thing? This is going to be fun. Hell yeah. I got to play this. You see, now
Game Pass on Tuesday. You already got it. There you go. I am doing.
Wait, you telling me you can blow the orc's head off?
You've never played Orcs Must Die?
No, I never have. No, I'm playing. Oh, you can chop them in half? Oh, man. Okay, that's my game. There you go. Yep, now I'm hyped. Hell yeah. They chop things in half. That's what I like. That's
it was on Rebelica. So Louis and Rebelica, Rouster, and I say this all the time when I have Rouster in chat. Rouster and I, when Stadia, so Louis, when we had Google Stadia, we had something called Stadia Hunters, and it could track all your achievements for Stadia. And when Stadia closed, there were 2 people at the top of the leaderboard for Orcs Must Die, and it was Rouster and myself.
Really?
And then Rouster and I decided to send Stadia off by we beat the game. We co-opted and beat it together, and we got every achievement. And then once it ended, we did it again on PC.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my Orcs Must Die. That's who I run with.
Because here's a funny story though. Because Chad, you're gonna have to forgive me with this. Because the thing is, if you talk to me like big AAA studios, like I have pretty much not the 100% knowledge on, but I know a lot more about AAA studios and indie studios. Like now, I've dedicated more to indie studios than AAA studios. It's incredible because I find that indie games are actually way more better.
They're way more better.
Yeah, they're way more better. I mean, it's interesting. And every time a game drops into Game Pass, I'm trying to look at the ski game. I mean, I installed it today. I was like, oh shit, the ski game. I forgot about it. That Lonely Mountain game. I can't wait to play it. Can't wait to start skiing down the mountain and having some fun because it looked like a ski-free game. When I saw it, I was like, hey, that's
what I was just about to say. I was like, Louis, have you played ski-free? That's what I was about to ask.
Yes. Who hasn't played ski-free, man? That game was fun.
but Louis, stay on. I want to bring on one person. Say, Louis, I'm going to pull you off, bring on someone really quick, but you can stay on in the background. Don't worry.
Go for it. Bring him on. I'll stay in the background. Go for it.
So that's crazy, Louis. He's going to stay on in the background. And I'm going to bring on our next guest. Chariot Man, what's going on?
Okay, not much.
Look at this, Chariot Man. Yo, Chariot Man, do it. Y'all, like I tell y'all, Chariot Man, best content for anything handheld. Anything
I ain't the best content creator like that. I'll just try my best. It's a lot of better content.
In our community, in our community, there's no one who...
I'm okay. I try, try my best.
Goodness. What's going on, Chariot Man?
Not much. I just want to bring my 2 cents in about the Switch.
All right. Let's go.
Also, which I will not be getting banned for that. I think that's Xbox. He's saying that I would be banned. No, I would not be banned because I've been doing Nintendo for a while. So yeah. So I just want to let him know there. But yeah, the Switch is not going to be a week. It's going to be an amazing time for gamers. For all of us that's in this chat right now, it's going to be an amazing time to be a Switch gamer. Because I gotta, I'm not gonna be on because I'm about to get ready to make my video right now, But it's gonna be I'm excited. Like the Switch, and anybody that thinks the Switch is gonna be weak is out of their minds. It's not gonna be weak, but I'm not gonna really explain too much. You've been preaching though, Purple. You've been preaching like
Yo, I'm Chariot Man.
I'm not an
feeling-
people. Look, you said I'm an expert. I am not an expert. I know a little bit something. It's just because I had the handheld. Any of you guys could be the same way I'm in. Any of you guys could do the same thing. It's just because I had the handheld. That's all the reason why I got a little bit. It's a lot of great handheld content creators out there. I'm trusting. I can name them right now. You know what I'm talking about. You know them. You know Purple Haze. There's a lot of them that's better than me. I'm not. I'm just trying to do
but we
me.
know you, Chariot. You come through. We know you.
Yeah.
You know, you
what's
stuck
that other
with
guy? That big. He's a bigger channel now. I forgot his dang old name, but he's real good at it.
Nerd
But it's not even yeah, he's oh boy. He's
yeah,
ridiculous.
Nerd Nest blew up. Nerd Nest blew up.
Yeah, that's but it's not even about that. I'm just here just trying to put my little 2 cents.
You're always entertaining. You're always entertaining, Chariot Man.
That was my whole goal,
Yeah, no, well, Chariot Man, we're always like if you remember, I remember when you first came on, you were right around like 780 in subs, and then you got to that 1,000. Like you just started making the content, and now you're doing your thing.
It's not about me, but it's not about me. It's about what you were saying about Nintendo Switch. I know what you're saying, but it's about the Nintendo Switch. This is about the Nintendo Switch.
Oh,
that's what this is about. And you and I was listening to you, and I said, "Man, she's preaching." Yeah, like there's a lot of good discussion in the chat. I'm liking y'all talk about Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs is the best. Nintendo is the start of all of these handhelds. Nintendo is the pillar, just like Steve Jobs was the main pillar. That how handheld gaming came about. Like it started with the iPad and all that, but the Switch is the pillar that everybody else starts to follow. Then you had Steam Deck, because before Steam you had this other company. I forget. It's all in my videos. I made a video about that 7 years ago. It was this company trying to steal Nintendo Switches. Then I made the video about it. And then you got the Steam Deck came about. Then followed by the ROG Ally. Then you got the Chinese knockoffs, so the Chinese handhelds. Then you got the MSI Claw, the Legion Go, and then it got the pull-off handhelds. Now Switch comes back with the mouse situation because the Legion Go did it. So it's crazy.
Yeah, but it's not just a mouse, Chariot Man. It's a
oh
sensor.
no,
it's a sensor.
Oh no, absolutely not. It's definitely a sensor.
So that's what I'm saying. It's a sensor, and I'm super excited for it. Like I said, I just wanted. So that's why Jinx was in chat. I don't know if he's still here.
Yeah, I did see them. I did,
but Jinx was like, and I was like, it got me set off because I was like, you're thinking about it wrong. You're thinking about Nintendo wrong. If you're thinking about Nintendo and trying to compare it about like hardware, it's about the gameplay and how they evolve that. And I think if you think about like that, and you think about what they have going and what they've been doing, that's where your imagination should be. And that's where that's where I'm at. That's where
I think you got your gaming thing back. I think the Nintendo Switch has brought this back. I said, wait a minute, you're going hard. She's going kind of hard here with this thing here. Besides Stadia, this thing really got you going back.
I don't know. I may become a Switch streamer. I don't know. I may.
Well, it seems like it because you're going really hard on this one, because you was like this with Stadia. You wasn't too happy when Stadia died.
Oh man, I was crying.
Literally, huh?
I was crying. But no, Chariot Man, thanks for coming by.
Oh yeah,
man.
absolutely. I just want to stop by real quick because I got to get ready to put out this video here because
Y'all check it out, Chariot Man Gaming. I think everybody in the chat knows where to find Chariot Man. But that's Chariot Man. Always entertaining. Always brings. It's probably the best like little short clips and videos.
I'm trying my best. I'm just trying to improve.
You do awesome, Chariot Man.
Yeah. All right, but I'm gonna check you guys later though.
All right, take care, Chariot Man. Later. That's Chariot Man Gaming, y'all. Always a great, entertaining person. Always passionate gamer, and always just tells it like he tells it. Love it. But all right, here we go. We got Crazy Louis coming back. What's up, Crazy?
No, I mean you went on a rant on Nintendo Switch too. I mean, look. I own my Switch. I got my Switch right here. I have this right here. My little Switch. It's right here. I don't use it as much because usually I use it with my nephews and everything, but it's a must-have console. You gotta have it in your house.
I think
you gotta have it.
I am putting out. Well, you have them all, right? You have PC. We see the PlayStation 5 back there.
Yeah, he's kind of kind of lonely lately.
He has the PlayStation 5. He has Crazy plays everything. Crazy plays everything.
Yeah, have fun. You gotta play games. That's all. You gotta play games. You gotta play games.
But no, I think for me, like as I said there, Switch to the more I've been reading into it and looking at it, and I just feel like people are missing it. People are missing. They don't see what they're trying to do with it.
Wait, the question is, where are you getting that info from? Because if you're getting it from Twitter, nah, don't pay attention to that. I mean,
No. So they've had several different things coming out. So if we look at so I was putting my own spin on what can be done, right? Like because that's all we're doing, right? Until April, whatever, and we can see what actually happens, right? But the most important things about the Switch 2 isn't the hardware. It's just not. Nintendo's never been about the hardware. So when they give us game leaks about hardware, it's like, okay, that's not the same as like you giving me a game link, a hardware link about PlayStation. Nintendo's about the game, and so for me, it was like, okay, I know, there's an alarmo. Like, what would they just do an alarm clock? Would they make an entire Nintendo Direct about an alarm clock? I don't think so. I know they have these apps on this phone that can track my steps. I know that they have Pokemon Go with artificial.
You remember? I don't know if you remember back in the Wii days. Something that really helped, especially in the homes. With where the how do you say this? I don't want to say like it sounds bad. But where you put your family member, if
nursing home.
Old, nursing home. Thank you. That's the word. They had for the Wii, like the Wii exercise thing. It was mainly used in nursing homes. People were enjoying that.
That's what, and that's why I said
they've really done a good job with that.
So that's why I said like that's where. But if we if we go back to that generation, right, and we start to talk about like they're going to use these nunchucks, they're going to do these other things, like it wouldn't have processed like that. We could have these peripheral things that can do all of this different stuff. So that's why I said so long story short, and I see you back there. I see your co-host is in the background, Louis. But if we look about, they've said they have an infrared reader on the Switch 2. They said that the mouse thing is actually not a mouse. It is a sensor that can act as a mouse, but it can also start to act as a sensor, right? When we start to talk about, and I made a video about this, we know that Nintendo has been partnered with Google for several years now, particularly Google Cloud, right? So I'm just trying to put these things together with my own little curly-headed gaming business brain.
Why didn't Google I mean, because Stadia was, we all know Stadia was advanced for its time, right? I mean, it was really advanced for its time. Nobody paid that much attention to it. But I mean, Google should grab Nintendo and literally partner up with Nintendo and push that cloud through Nintendo. They can do something amazing.
Maybe, Louis. That's why I made a video about Nintendo. Maybe people are missing that it's a cloud thing. That's why I've been dropping these little. I'm just putting it together. I know Nintendo company is more creative than me, but what I can say is like, wait a second. We know that Nintendo Switch was most likely going to launch originally in 2024 before it was pushed back. We know that. What do we know that they launched it? Like I said, why would you do a Nintendo Direct for an Alarmo? They don't do it for an Amiibo. So they did a whole Direct for an Alarmo. We know that they've had these different things on the phone that can track you. Like they have a game called Pikmin.
They stalk you.
They have something called Pikmin that can do that. They have these sensors that can track my sleep. We know they have all this stuff for health. We know that with Pokemon Go, they had stuff for augmented reality. So why wouldn't we start to think of the Switch? And they have these partnerships with Google. Why wouldn't we start to think about, okay, there's got to be someone there that is really starting to put this together. We know that they have theme parks, and they've told us that they wanted to make that more interactive.
Yeah, and it's
you start to see, like, if you start to look at the variables that are out there,
because like the only thing, like I said, Nintendo's missing is to get a good service. If they get a great kick-ass service, that could go out there and compete with, for example, the Xbox Cloud. And right now, we heard some news, right? We heard some news coming around that Sega is looking to get into services. So imagine you that Sega makes a service thing. Imagine you this service thing, right? They partner up with Xbox, And all of a sudden, Sega says, okay, we're going to bring up all our classics into the service so people can subscribe to it. I mean, I'm going to be there, right? I'm going to subscribe to that service right away. To play all my Sega classics from
Louis,
back in the day.
You can do that with Nintendo Switch Online, right?
Yeah, I know you can do, but not all of them, though. I mean,
Louis,
not all.
Y'all, Louis has not been keeping track. Louis, stay in the background because I got a couple of different guests. Louis.
Okay,
So,
you got to teach me some things about Nintendo because literally, to be honest, though, I have not turned my Nintendo in months, and all I do is play Mario Party.
Sour Blow, I'm gonna bring on. All right, Louis, here I'm gonna bring your co-host. He's gonna tell us more about it. All right, so here we go, y'all. This is Sour Blow. Sour Blow, what's going on?
Hello, how's it going, Purple?
It's going well, Sour. Oh, I like the hair. Look at y'all. Want to know good curly hair? Look at this. Look at this. Oh, coming through. Oh, it slicked it back.
How's it going?
Oh my goodness. Okay, sorry. Well, I see you. I see you. What's going on?
Good. How's things going? I see you talking about the Switch.
Oh, Switch 2.
Earlier,
Switch 2.
you were talking about some of the games.
Yep.
What games did you like from the developer direct? Only
South of Midnight. I think I did not like any of the games. Let me say it like that. Like there's sometimes I'll look at a game and I'll be like, I like Katamari Reroll, the PlayStation 2 game. I hate that game. But as far as the developer direct from Xbox, I did not like. I thought they were all good games. My favorite was South of Midnight.
Okay, yeah, fair.
Yeah. So Sourble, you play Switch, right? You have your kids have a Switch, right?
Yes, I actually I want to because I have started it twice, but I always get into something. But I want to definitely start Breath of the Wild again, and I want to finish it.
Okay, that's a good one.
Finish it, yeah.
That's a good one. But do you have Switch Online?
No.
Oh my goodness. Okay, Joe, you know what you got to do. You got to bring us home when I bring you on. All right. So what did you think about my? I guess people are saying it's a rant. What do you think about my Switch 2 commentary?
I don't think when I got back, I don't think I heard.
Oh, you didn't hear it? All right.
Yeah, but I mean, the Switch 2, it's basically gonna pick up from where the Switch kind of left off. I don't think most people had issues with the Switch, other than some people wanted it to be more powerful, but at the same time, does it really need to be all that powerful? I don't really think. Nintendo games aren't about that. It's more about the game mechanics. That's one thing that they're great at, innovating in the game mechanic. Their games are super fun, and I think they're gonna innovate in other areas. Like we already saw that the control, it seemed to also be used like a mouse. So I mean, I thought that was pretty cool because now you could probably play RTS games in the Switch. So that would be kind of dope, especially my son. He hasn't played any RTS, and I think the Switch is easier for him to try them than the PC.
So, no, that's super cool. That's why I was telling Robolica, she's actually a Sims player, which I don't think is like. I think it's a sim. That's why they call it.
But
just put
but
that together.
It's also like a RTS. It's easier.
Yeah. So I think like she's someone who I think is already playing certain games. I think it would be really great like that. I see Crystal Reaver's telling us that she has Nintendo Switch Online. Reaver, can you let us know about the Nintendo classic games that Switch Online has? Because Louis doesn't believe me. Louis doesn't even believe me.
Oh my god, could they do with Nintendo characters like at RTS? That would be kind of crazy.
They could. I'm telling you, the world. April 4th, y'all. Nintendo will. I made a video. It'll either it'll either live up to the hype or break our hearts. We'll see. We'll see.
I predict that they're gonna get like it's gonna be mixed reaction because a lot of people are not gonna be too happy because of the specs. But I think once it comes out, you know, it's gonna change people's mind. Because the same thing happened with when the Switch released. I
When the Switch
remember,
released, yeah, nobody was
yeah,
super excited about
I
it.
remember when they show it. A buddy of mine, he's a huge Nintendo fan, and he was not happy with the Switch. And I told him, I think this is actually a great idea. I actually liked it. The only thing I didn't think at the time, and that was back when the Switch released. I didn't think it was worth the money for what the spec was. I was At that time I only played PC, so
Oh my god, yes.
so at that time, I thought I was like, I'm gonna wait for a discount, and lo and behold, I waited, and I still had to pay full price. Nintendo do not,
Nintendo
they do
does
not
not.
lower
It
the
doesn't.
price.
It doesn't do price cuts. But I will say, so I do want to get this one, Sour Blow, before you go. And while I have some of my audience here, y'all, Sour Blow, if y'all haven't been noticing, is Mystic Fragments in chat. It's the same person,
Yes.
and he has a new show that premieres on Sundays Fridays late at night. And next week, he has a special guest, me, and we're going to be talking about. Chris Howard, do you want to say a little bit about what the premise is going to be?
Sure. So just so you know, I am gonna try to stream every Friday at 10. However, it's not necessarily there might be Fridays that I can't, but I am gonna try that the last Friday of each month, it's gonna be like its own show, and it's gonna be called What If. If you've seen the Marvels What If, the whole gist of it is that I'm gonna take something from gaming, and I'm gonna basically change it up. Like, what if so and so happened? So for next week, I'm gonna go with purple, and the show is what if Stadia never quit? What if Stadia kept going? I think that will make a great conversation, and I'm very excited to see what purple is gonna come up with.
I know. I'm super psyched, and that's why I wanted to, because I know we have some former Stadians in the chat. I'm super psyched about it. So Intar asked me about it the other day. So I'm like, hopefully I see some of y'all there. If not, try to catch the replay. But what if Stadia had never died?
Yeah.
Jeff Janak would probably be not as grumpy. But with that said, no, I'm really looking forward to the conversation.
It'll be good. Definitely.
All right. No worries. Well, Sarvo, thanks I got one more guest here I want to try to get to before
No
he
worries.
but thanks so much for coming by, everyone. That is Mystic Fragments. And coming through, and the show we're going to be doing, I'll be posting in my community tab. I will be doing I don't really use the X as much, but Twitter or Blue Sky, I don't really use either one of those that much as far as like posting my content, but I will be posting it there. And what if? So I'm excited. What if Stadia had never died? So we'll have to see how that goes. But with that said, our resident game developer, y'all know this. This is Jeff Janak, told us to put this game on our Steam wish list. Here we are. Joe, what's going on?
What's up, Purple? How are you?
Doing well. How are you? Like, what? I saw you in chat there during the Switch monologue.
Yeah. So I think real quick, because I know you're kind of coming up against it, but I got like 5 things real quick, but they're short.
No, go. We can go a little longer. We can go a little
great. So the first one is, if you look at Nintendo, like from an ecosystem standpoint, right? So like you got an Android phone, right? Or a Pixel phone, to be specific. And the reason you have a Pixel phone or an iPhone or whatever, and you have it for a few years and you don't switch, is because you're like embedded in the ecosystem. Everything's on Microsoft 365 or Google Documents or whatever. It's the same thing, just for like a different product line, right? If you're embedded in the Nintendo ecosystem, like you're in it for the most part. And then with that, it's also like the fan base. You know, that you have your diehard like Apple fans, you got your diehard like Pixel super fans, and same thing with Nintendo. So that's the first one. The second one is like the innovation stuff.
Yes.
And I would not be shocked. Imagine if you played a game like Stardew Valley.
Uh-oh, see,
And
we
when
got some Stardew Valley fans in the
And when your
chat.
character goes to sleep, instead of putting your character to sleep, it tracks your sleep on the alarmo. And that's when your character goes to sleep and goes to rest. And then when you get up, that's how many hours of sleep your character actually got in the game.
So it's like you're like one-on-one with the character. Joe, you're there. You see
Just
it.
saying.
You see it.
I mean, because why else are you going to put, like, from a business standpoint, you're not going to put like the resource, effort, etc. into like an alarm clock. Like, let's be real. Like, you get an alarm clock, you get a music service, you get a whatever. So now, like, use your imagination. How do we tie all those together? So now maybe there's a game where like tracking your sleep is part of the game. There's a game where like the in-game radio station is all the Nintendo Music service. So you're driving your car and I don't know, a pizza delivery game, and your radio stations are all the in-game Nintendo Music service. And then at the end, when your character goes to sleep, it's tracking you on the alarmo, and counting your the app on your phone's counting your steps throughout the day, and how much energy does your character actually have. And it's based on like real data for like I sat in the office all day, did nothing. So like my character's got plenty of energy versus like I did a bunch of walking today. So when I fire up the game, like my character already has depleted energy. And one of the reasons I really believe this is because all your major game engines that majority of games are developed in, they're super pushing like XR, like extended reality, where it's like a mishmash of everything. It's got some AR, it's got some VR, it's got some MR, like multimodal reality type stuff. They're definitely pushing that, and I could see Nintendo as a company being the one to be like, we try wacky stuff. We did the Virtual Boy. We had nunchucks. We had, whatever else, like let's give this a go. I mean, shoot, I remember because I had the first Switch for a little bit, like when it first came out. I remember being blown away that you could play like Mario Kart and you just move the little controller to steer or whatever, like that at the time. That was cool. Heck, I don't even think you can still do that with this controller.
Okay.
You know what I mean? There's no gyroscope in it. And this controller's like, you could buy 3 sets of Joy-Cons for what you pay for.
Got the gyroscope. Yes, you had entire games with the Switch where you can just
for the gyroscope, right? Like that's something that simple. So like everyone's like, oh, the power and the specs and blah blah. Well, newsflash: if you don't follow like the news and the way things are going, like Nvidia is releasing a graphics card that like 80% of its performance is software and AI based, and not hardware based. So that's like the trend where technology is going. So like stuff like chipset and all this other stuff, like you're gonna get fake generated frames from software. So like it's gonna start to not matter at a point. And I could see them doing it. I could also see them expanding their portfolio.
Yeah, they can definitely.
I think they got a real, not even from a product standpoint, but from the games they offer.
No, I think they're gonna be. I think it's gonna be with more power. You're gonna get more third-party support. We know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, with more power, you could potentially do more game. Like that's why I brought up Tears of the engine in there. And I want to remind everybody, Joe is a game developer. So when he sees these things, his mind is thinking what type of game he could build with what's going on. So it's not just purple, like in Purple Land. Like I'm telling you, when you start to think what's going on, and these are people who've had this technology, who've been building it for a while.
They have previews of the Switch 2 SDK out there. It's not a lot, but there's like nuggets in there that like there's going to be something that like no one is talking about that's going to be like, oh shit, it can do that. Just based on the SDK alone, and just based on Nintendo changing some of their developer requirements to like get a game, because it's like really, that's the thing. Like everyone talks about games being on an Xbox or PlayStation in this game, and it's not pushing the hardware, and developers aren't making it push the hardware and all this other baloney. That's really not the case. Developers are being handcuffed by the requirements to get their games certified for the platform. Most platforms the minimum tier is get your game running at 30 FPS. You
That's
know, and like for 97% of the time. So if you have a loading screen and it dips, but like up until that point, like 95% of the time you've been running 60 FPS, looking great, your game looks awesome, and it dip, you won't get certified. Xbox will say, nah, you're not putting it on our platform until you can hold 30 FPS. We don't care if it's a loading screen. We don't care if it's a menu screen. So some of it is platform requirements that are pigeonholing developers, because like the hoops you have to jump through to actually get your game on a platform, whether you're like a AAA company or whether you're Joe trying to publish it on a platform yourself, they're like pretty daunting to be transparent. So I think as a game company decides, or a hardware company decides to actually like innovate and try to push the technology forward and try to take a risk with whatever that may be, IR sensors or this or that, or mixed reality or whatever, you know, I think you're going to see a lot of hopefully trickle down innovation in the industry as a whole, and not just let's remake this IP because no one has original ideas. Let's remake. I mean, think about it next time you play a game, any RPG game. Besides the story and a different skin on things, what makes that game different than any other RPG game? The answer is usually nothing. I mean, I talked about that Sheepy game, right? It's a free game on Steam, like Sheepy and the Short Adventure, but it definitely is like Hollow Knight with a different skin on it. And I can appreciate that for free. It's enjoyable, sure. But like, when was the last time, you know, you played a game that had a mechanic in it that you were like, wow, I've never seen this before? Like, I can think of a few. There's like, I can't remember the name of the game. The developer's name's Ponty Pants, and it's like a climbing game where you got two hands. It's only like your right hand and your left hand.
Yeah.
And it's like you use your two mouse buttons, like on the PC. I think it's the triggers on a controller to do the hands, and it's got like crazy physics, and you basically like got to rock climb like all the way up. You know, like it's different. It's interesting. Or I saw a demo of a game the other day where it was all like kind of Angry Birds-esque, fling your character around, but it was all like rotating the thumbsticks to build up momentum. It was like all a momentum-based game, which was cool, but games like that aren't mass appeal, mass market games either.
They
You
are.
know, that they're not going to, and I would argue that my argument is we probably need more of that.
No,
Because what are we going to do? Get Call of Duty like 27? We're just
Well,
going to do that again?
Don't, Joe, you know Crazy Louie's in the back. He's Xbox International. He the Call of Duty, live or die. Watch out.
I mean, the last innovative, the last like super innovative thing Xbox did was when they had the damn Kinect, and you could play like Just Dance in your living room and shit. Like, when was the, you know, like,
I'm not gonna say you're lying. I'm not gonna.
and the thing that stinks about that is that technology is like really cool. For example, a company I used to work at, one of our engineers disassembled a Kinect. Like, this is within the past 5 years. He got a Kinect on eBay, disassembled it, hooked it up to a computer, and programmed it. So he made a basketball hoop that was impossible to miss. You could throw over your shoulder, not even look at it. You could bounce it off a wall, like from 20 yards away. You could field goal kick the thing. And it was on this platform that tracked the ball, and you could not miss the basket. And that's using Microsoft technology from what, 15 years ago at this point?
Pretty old.
So, I mean, the tech's cool. It can still do cool stuff. They just don't. They're like, oh, well, it's not a mass market thing. It's not going to raise our stock price. You know, Wu-Tang said it best. Cash rules everything around me.
He's quoting Wu-Tang.
Right? But I mean, that's the truth when it comes to these big tech companies. If it doesn't raise the stock price, the shareholders get upset. So they don't take risks. They don't do it. They don't take risks with the games they're backing. They don't take risks with their hardware stuff because they can, you know, the consumer base is used to mediocre. That's why everyone's speculating about, oh, the Switch it's a mouse and it has the IR thing and all this and the specs, all the specs. Like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm over the specs. Like no one
Yeah,
knows the
no.
specs. Just let it be.
Like I said, they're not saying the most important thing. That's why I'm like, okay. That's why Nintendo doesn't care what you're leaking.
Right.
They don't care what you're leaking because it's like, okay. Like, okay. It's just like when they were leaking Breath or Tears of the Kingdom. They're like,
Yep.
everybody's like, oh, it's Breath of the Wild. It's like, no, like they changed up the physics in that, like crazy.
Yeah, it's like a whole new physics engine.
It's
which
like
is
a whole new totally. It's like the things that you could work in Breath of the Wild don't work to some people's detriment. Don't work in Tears of the Kingdom. It's like
yeah,
totally different
for sure.
game ideas and stuff. So no, I hear you, Joe. I hear you. I hear you. You see it. Like you like they're trying to make that's why I brought that Apple comparison. Is that before Apple did it, we didn't have this understanding of like how an ecosystem really could tie everything together to make to make this smart life, right? I'm not saying Nintendo's going to do that thing, but I think that there's enough variables there that I don't know. I'm just telling y'all, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you can connect the dots and see like, okay, cool. We're building a music service. We're building mobile apps. We're building other hardware that's not gaming related, and then, okay, cool. Now use your imagination. What type of game or what type of ecosystem or whatever could be created, to kind of rope all that in together.
Like your actual day-to-day translates to the game.
Imagine if Nintendo made a smart mirror that you have in your house, and it takes a picture of you, and that is your character in the game. You are the hero. You are the villain.
Or
we're talking like immersive type stuff.
Imagine the health of your character. Remember, like, all right, a Tamagotchi. Remember those things way back?
Oh
in the
yeah,
90s?
yeah.
And you had to feed it,
keep it alive and feed it and all this other stuff.
Imagine your Tamagotchi is your video game character, and it's tracking your own healthy lifestyle to keep you on track for a better healthy lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like it's more than just now a game. Like they kind of already can do it, but now they can do it on every element. It's like your character in the game will not do well unless
if you don't take care of yourself.
You don't take care of your own.
If you don't go outside and touch grass and like whatever, you know what I mean? Like you're gonna die in the game. It's gonna happen.
And that's and that's where I'm talking about this idea. I already have a Nintendo
Mii.
So that's why I have this idea of like if y'all start to think about it, it's like, okay, especially, and I think Louis said it and a couple other people said, like, how does gaming, we haven't really thought about it this way, but gaming, we're gamers as we're aging, right? Some of us are close to 50, 40, how are we gonna like our reflexes aren't as good, our eyesight's not as good, it doesn't translate, like, but we still like games. How but and we already know gaming already like keeps you a little bit more productive. Like how does that happen? That's where I was getting like excited about, because I was like, wow, I think I can.
And I think an embedded ecosystem solves the problem that, Louis and Xbox Internet, like that everyone was bringing up. They're like, oh, I have a Switch, but I've only turned it on twice. Right. So, but think about if you have a Switch and there's some other integrated thing with your everyday life, whether that's your Fitbit, your Alarmo, your, fictitious smart mirror that I just made up, whatever it is. And you're like, shoot, if I don't turn this thing on, like I'm going to lose all this progress in whatever,
Yeah, it brings
the
you
Sims
back.
game where you're the actual sim.
Or the AR. I already said, like the AR, like we already know what they did with Niantic to create Pokemon Go. They used the IP, so they're used to using augmented reality. Like right, like that, and that was like
I made an AR. We're talking circa 2015, maybe.
Yeah, it's like about 10 years. About
10 years ago, I made an AR little app in Unity that was like a grenade range. Same as Pokemon for like army recruiting events, where it had like little dummies that pop up and you throw grenades.
That's how we train our soldiers.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Pokemon Go is a huge thing. So, like, you want to get young people to join the
Well, with our
army?
new Secretary of Defense, that might be how we train them. But a different, different story. Different
That's a
story.
different show.
Different show. But no, I think you're exactly that. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're thinking it, Joe, and you haven't been in there, you haven't been in those rooms, right? Maybe you have, because I know you go to games conferences. You got to think about the people, especially Nintendo people. Like, the average tenure of a Nintendo employee is like 18, 19 years. Like, these people know fun. They know how to make games. I'm just saying, like, I think when we think about
And
Nintendo Switch,
history repeats itself. Remember the Power Glove?
Oh my goodness.
Remember the mat? I forget what the mat was called, but they like it was like Twister, but it was like the mat thing. They had like Duck Hunt. I mean, that's like an OG call out.
Well, they had the map with the track and field.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it was. It was track and field. That's
the
what
track
it was.
and field, Matt. We're
Yeah.
talking OG NES right now. We're talking. This is like old NES.
Yeah. I'm definitely dating myself,
No.
but they did all. I mean, that is over 20 years ago. We're talking. They did all those things. No one else was doing that. So, like, history is going to repeat itself, in my opinion, in a 2025 era. Because they did it in early 90s.
Joe, you got me too excited. Joe, I'm way too excited now, Joe. I'm too excited. I got to make this video.
It's because you remember running on that mat and doing the pole vault.
Yeah. No, I'm excited. Like I said, I'm excited. I think y'all heard. I got to sum up all my excitement in like 6.5 minute video about, maybe I'll just make it multiple videos. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll just make it multiple videos. Something different every time. And y'all can, as I sleep on this more and stuff. But no, Joe, thank you. I mean, thank you for just game developer, y'all. Joe, Bunker Breakout coming this spring, wish listed on Steam.
Yep.
Also check out Joe's channel where he's doing art for it. You can actually see him actually builds the game for it, builds different things for it. So no, thank you so much, Joe, for coming by.
Thank you much for having me. Always a pleasure.
No problem, Joe. And again, as Joe, if y'all didn't know, thank you for your service, Joe.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
All right. So thank you, Joe. And we're gonna have Crazy Louie help us. He's been in the background this whole time. So we're gonna have Crazy Louie help us close this one out. Louie, what's going on?
You left me hanging. Let's start charging right now. Let's start charging like $5 for each time. Just kidding.
Oh my goodness. I'll sing it. So I'll be on your channel in the morning.
No, I'm just messing, Purple. But man, Purple. I mean, look. I mean, I heard everything about like the whole gaming thing, but right now, like for example, the Switch, if the system comes out with minimum 1080p, 60 FPS, or 30 FPS with ray tracing and all that stuff, I mean, it'll be a good system, man. People are gonna love it. The thing is, like, it's how you say they want more. Now, what I was talking about this the other day, and I was talking to someone about like someone was talking about I don't want to play the Wolverine thing because the Wolverine game, right? I was like, why don't you want to play it? Because he said Spider-Man 2, the story went some other way and everything. I was like, so wait, you care more about the story than the gameplay? Because if I want to play a Spider-Man game, right, I want to play as Spider-Man. I don't care about no damn plot. I mean, I tell people this all the time, right? Like you mentioned the whole woke thing. I'm from Dominican. So when people try to bring it up to me, I'm like, I tell them right on my channel, I don't know what to say about that because, I mean, I respect your opinions, but at the end of the day, you ask me, you probably might get offended or something because I don't get it.
Yeah, you're different.
Yeah, exactly. But in the end, though, when I play a game, like, for example, Wolverine, if he's got the hack, if he's got the slash, if he chops arms off, heads off, because when X-Men Origins came out, Wolverine in the OG Xbox, right? Or was it 360 or I don't remember which one of those two systems were. But man, I went in there and just hacked and slashed. I didn't care about. I already saw the movie. Why do I care about a damn plot? I just want to be Wolverine. That's what I want to be. Same thing with Spider-Man. And we also got to like the plot of The Last of Us. And I asked him, how do you feel about The Last of Us 2? And he said, well, I did not like the plot because Joe died. I'm like, have you ever seen Walking Dead? He's like, yeah. When you're in that scenario of that world, you're a survivor. Nobody's good or bad. You're just a survivor. Now, of course, you got your cannibals. You got the crazy people out there. Now, those guys, you got to be afraid of. Those guys are enemies because they're trying to get you to eat you. That's a whole different story, right? And then you have, the guys that, the the other stuff they're just bad, right?
Bad people.
But if you're like Rick, right, or something from The Walking Dead, right, he's just trying to survive, but he's trying to protect his people. If he even had to sacrifice someone that's new to his group to save his own people, like he doesn't know what that guy can bring or anything. So that, like I said, it's a survivor. Same thing that happened Last of Us 2. It's a survivor. Now where Insomniac went wrong with that story was that they should have done part 2 just of Abby, and then part 3 put them all together, and you'll be like, oh man, who should I choose, Abby or Ellie? Oh man, because now I fell in love with Abby, and I see the story on Abby's eyes. Now I understand what happened. But it is what it is. I mean, that would have been an awesome trilogy. But yeah.
He just had to talk.
I mean,
I was like, where are we going with this one, Louis? He said it. He said they could make a better trilogy. That's where he
yeah, I mean, it would have been a great trilogy like that. Because,
I was like, where is he going with this one?
But yeah, at the end of the day, though, it's like how I say. I mean, games, like for graphics, we don't know where we're going to go anymore. When they announced the PS5 Pro, I was like, for what? I mean, where are we going with graphics? Are we going 8K? Where are we going with this? And people were like, nah, you're wrong. I'm like, okay, there you go. Look at it now. I mean, is it working fine? No, it's not. So with graphics, I don't know where we're going. So Nintendo Switch, like I say, they're keeping it safe. They're keeping it nice, like they have to, because at the end of the day, though, it's like these games are costing $200 million to make. So I don't know how much a Nintendo game costs, but if it's under that price, that doesn't affect them. They sell 10, 12 million copies. They make money off of it. I mean, that's a good thing. And if it's fun, shit, like Mario Party, you don't care about the party. You just want to go play the mini games and have fun. Wii Sports, play the mini games. I mean, for
Mario Kart.
Mario Kart, I mean, it's such a stressful game. And if you play it with friends, it's so stressful because you want to beat them. That's the point. It's to have fun. Like, this is why, for example, like for games, we were talking about this with Dr. on Wednesday.
I missed it.
Oh, you
missed
missed it.
I got the replay.
We were literally talking about what's going on with PlayStation. Purple, I've been saying it, and you have listened to me for quite a while. I've been saying that Sony's not looking good. And man, it's not looking pretty. It's just not.
To get his punches in. This is Xbox International. He's getting his punches in.
No. I have to get it because it's true. I've been saying it for like a year and a half. I mean, you saw Jim Ryan pull out his stocks, and when a CEO pull out his stocks, everything that's a warning right there. And everything plunged and everything. I mean, it's been a crazy generation. We got to say, everybody's out there surviving. Everybody's looking for a way to get out there, and Sony needs to find that way soon. But man, it's been crazy, Purple. It's been one crazy generation. And we've said this, like we need 15 to 20 hour games now. We need that to come back. I miss that. Like I'm playing Stalker 2 and Purple, I have 4 days, 12 hours input already into that game. Gaming time. 4 days and 12 hours and still not finishing. I also have Indiana Jones on the go. That's next. I don't know how long that's going to take. Then comes Avowed. That's another long game. Then we have I hope and I pray that what's it called? South of Midnight is not going to be such a big game, but look at I call it Preparation 33, Expedition 33, right? Expedition 33, it's a big game too, because they say, oh, we're going to bring the open world, RPG thing. I'm like, oh no, not another open world thing, but okay, I get it. It's cool, but at the end of those games suck a lot of time off you. So we need these games to come back to 15, 20 hours, action, get in there, shoot things, have fun. That's what we need right now. We need it urgently. And we were talking about like Sony can start doing that, bringing that back, and just
well, Louis, I'm going to say this, Louis, because we're all surviving. So I'm going to bring it back to because it's just like, what is it? The Walking Dead. We're all survivors.
Yeah, we're all survivors. We're surviving. We're going to survive.
And I think it's interesting because you mentioned Stalker 2, you mentioned Avowed, you mentioned Expedition 33, and it's actually interesting because you actually know who published those games, right? That was Xbox. Mm-hmm. And so in order for you to fix the problem you're talking about, Xbox should probably fix it, not PlayStation. I'm just saying, like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
what do you mean Xbox?
What to do?
What do you mean Xbox? I mean Xbox. I'll be honest with you,
Louis. I'm just saying, like, you can't have like you're playing Xbox games and you're saying, well, I see what y'all did there. You're projecting your problems on the other console, And
My
that,
problems.
y'all, is what you call an Xbox fanboy.
What
They
problems do we have though, Purple?
protecting their
We got a beautiful lineup coming around. I mean, we're having fun. The thing, no, no, no. I mean, Purple. I'll be honest with you, Purple. Listen, it's like how I called it this morning. Somebody asked me a personal, like a personal opinion, right? Do you see that Xbox is actually saving PlayStation, or is PlayStation saving Xbox? How do you see this? I
we're all
literally
surviving. Didn't we just say we're all surviving?
exactly. I went in there and I told the guy this morning. I said, "This is how I see it, though. It's good for both sides because at the end of the day, Sony's banking money and Xbox banking money too. So it's good on both sides. This is a business, and especially with how and you, Purple, have talked about this many of times. Like, look at the industry, how it is. You got Embracer divided into three. You got Ubisoft going nuts. I mean, like Stefan got shut down, and we don't know what's going to happen with Ubisoft next. We don't know, but it's been a crazy generation. It's been a crazy generation. So we don't know what is going to happen next. We got studio shutdowns, studio closures. It's been insane. So it's actually a good move on both sides because, okay, Xbox takes advantage. There's 30 million. They have, 62 million consoles. Take advantage of that. And Sony takes advantage because it takes advantage of the games that are being put out and they're making their own money. So it's a even good win on either side, though.
Louis,
so it's good.
Louis, I have a question, and then actually we got Cowboy in the background. So I have one
Oh.
question. I have one question. We got Cowboy in the background. I see him back
Oh,
there.
here we go. He's gonna come in and fight.
No, yeah, got Cowboy in the background. But
what's up,
Louis? You sound real nervous about Xbox right now. I mean, you're
I'm no, bro. I mean, how can I sound real nervous? I am hyped. I mean, Purple, we had such an amazing day.
Wait, I'm just going to say,
you're
going to say,
I've been hyped since.
Louis, this is what you just said. You said you got this wrong, this wrong, this wrong. So PlayStation needs to do this. So it's like, do you want PlayStation to do that so you can play PlayStation games? Because Xbox isn't doing it clearly. So that's one thing. So then two thing, you were like, yo, is PlayStation really in the same boat as we're in? Right? Because they need us and we need them. And it's like,
they need each other, to be honest, though.
Not that one either, Louis. But
what do you mean you don't know about that one, Purple? I mean, Purple,
we'll get
how the industry is. Everybody's out there looking for a way to survive. Everybody's like it's dying out there. Louis, I mean, it's insane. The industry isn't Purple. You got to be honest. The industry is in trouble. We cannot lie about that.
Reforge Gaming wants to fight me on this. He says we're healthy. Garrett Green says we're healthy. I say we're stagnating. You say
exactly. I mean,
games. People want more power. Mr. Urban Roll wants VR that can give them a hard on. I don't know what's going on.
I mean, I got a question for Reforge. To be honest, where doesn't he see what's going on out there? I mean, wow, it's been crazy for all of them.
I don't know. Reforge is funny to me. I love Reforge.
but all of them are nuts right now, Purple. They need to survive. Jesus.
Well, Louis, let's continue this one. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh yeah, we got lots to discuss.
We got more. I'll come by. I need to come by. I'm gonna come by to your chat. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow, your morning chats, I'm usually serious, but your Xbox International one, I'm gonna troll you. I'm gonna troll y'all next Wednesday.
Oh, go for it. 100%. Come around. Have some fun.
I'm gonna troll you. I'm gonna do my best.
It's always fun. It's always fun.
All right. Thank you so much, Louis. Thank you all so much. All right. So we got one more. All right, y'all. We got one more. This one's going long. I wasn't expecting this. So thank you to Joe. Thank you to Louis. Thank you to Cherry Man. Thank you to Mystic Fragments, aka Sourblow. We got our last one, y'all. This is our last one, and I gotta shut it down. But without further ado, y'all know this person. This is someone who's very, very well versed in the console wars, in the cloud wars, in the everything wars. None other than Cowboy, King of Entertainment. Cowboy, you're on.
Hey, Purple. What we're not gonna do is end the stream on that guy rambling on and on. That's what we're not gonna do because you are the Empress of Gaming, and everything you do is nothing less than epic. So we ain't gonna let Crazy Louie bring down the property value. Hell no. And what we ain't gonna do is have you come on my show and always extend it for 2 or 3 hours and don't think I'm just sitting in the back.
Oh no, we gotta end this one. We gotta end.
I was like, let me put what I'm doing on pause. Now, I'm not gonna be on here long, but I gotta return the favor.
Oh my goodness.
So let me ask you this. I did send you the link for the short version, but I didn't know there was a 15-minute version of that Expedition 33. What's your thoughts of that game?
So yeah, that's a great question. I'm not a turn-based RPG type.
Okay, cool.
So as soon as I saw that it was turn-based, I know Squids. When I think of turn-based, I think of Squids, Legend 350. I also think of there's a couple of them. Geek the Sneak is one of those. Doragon. There's certain gamers that when I see turn-based RPGs, like you never see me play a turn-based RPG. The only turn-based game you will ever see me play is Advance Wars. And that's not really an RPG. It's more like more strategy.
So funny enough, I barely ever talk about it, but when I was, you wouldn't know because you're, hot 32, but back in my day, RPGs back in the day, they was all turn-based. And then Zelda, I feel like, broke the mold where you was running around and, and then eventually, down the road, they got popular being action RPGs. So for me, I actually grew up on turn-based. My favorite all-time RPG is Phantasy Star 4. And then second place would be Final Fantasy 7. Yes. So I actually was upset when they re-released Final Fantasy 7 all these years later. It looks amazing. And it's not turn-based anymore. They got a mode, but it's not turn-based. I'm like, so I'm an original fan. Y'all just slapped me in the face. And I try to play it. I just can't do it. Now, people like Obi Rose love it, but he didn't play it back then. So for him, he's just loving what he got today. So I seen this Expedition 33, and I'm like, oh. Mind you, it's turn-based. Graphics looks amazing. Unreal 5, but they got QuickTime events. I'm a sucker for QuickTime events. It was like R2, triangle, or whatever Xbox would be Y. So I was like, oh. So anyway, that does look pretty cool to me. So I just was curious, what were your thoughts on it?
Yeah, no, so here's what it's coming to PlayStation, so you'll get to play it, right? Because I think it's just published by Xbox, right? I don't think it's an Xbox studio. So I know I think it looked like it was a different, because it had, like, if I remember the game right, it had like a cyberpunky feel to it. So I think that's like kind of a little bit different for not as, but you get it's more of that
it was like
future.
fantasy.
Yeah, so I thought that was kind of cool. Like I said, as soon as I saw it was a turn-based, I kind of was like,
yeah, you was like, nah, I'm checking out. Okay.
Yeah, like I kind of like, in each of those what were they like, showcases were like 20 minutes. So it's like, okay, I think I left that one, and then when I came back, Doom was on. Okay. So no, but from what I saw, it looks solid. Like, if that's your thing.
So what was South of Midnight? Never mind.
South of Midnight, yeah, 100% South of Midnight. And then, but I mean, like I have my 21 games I'm looking forward to, right? Mm-hmm. So we're getting game number 6 on Tuesday. Orcs Must Die. So I'm gonna be all in that roster. I think Geek. I think a couple other people from Stadia community, Megatron. They're all gonna be playing that. Louis just found out about it, so he'll play it.
Yeah, I've seen that. I'm like,
yeah, you didn't even know it. You didn't even know it. And then I it'll be a few more months, so I'll try to get through a couple of games in my backlog, and then South of Midnight, that whole April, I'll be showcasing it.
That's cool. Purple, see, I'm getting it together. It's coming.
It's starting to look like the old place. I was like, something's giving me this old game room vibe.
It's coming together. So I'm putting the ropes on. I'm gonna try to see how far I could get today, but I had to put the wires and I got so
so Robolica might like it. Robolica says she's an old Final Fantasy 7 type of gamer. So
really?
So she's saying she can't play the new one. So maybe it's her type of game too.
Yeah.
Y'all don't know. Yeah. See, like, people are like, there's no women gamer. I'm like, yo, I run into women gamers all the time.
So what's crazy, my wife was just telling me today she's in training with her new job. She said,
Sandy's another woman. I need to bring Sandy on the show.
Yeah, and she said at the lunch table there was a bunch of girls who play video games. She was literally just telling me this as I was listening to your thing. I was like, oh wow, look at that. She's like, yeah, it's like 3 girls at the table that saw they play games. And so now she has a PlayStation 5 since I bought the Pro. So now she has her own PlayStation 5 and not the PlayStation 4 anymore. So can we switch gears to Man, talk about PlayStation, and Holtz always talk about falling for marketing. Now, granted, I made it clear I didn't buy it.
You bought it because you
for the
needed
power. I
it.
bought it, why not just buy it if I'm gonna buy a new one anyway, right? I might as well get it, right? But it's definitely, I mean, I did the super test. If you guys want to know, side by side, same TV, same room, PlayStation 5 versus PlayStation 5 Pro. Can you see the difference? And the answer is, for me, no. But I bet though, the next day I was playing Fortnite, and I now with the PlayStation 5 Pro in my gaming room, the Cowboy Epic Entertainment Studio, whatever you want to call it, right? So I was running, and I'm working on one side, and on the other side, I'm just kind of using one hand to kind of move the character because I'm really supposed to be working. But I was just trying to unlock this Godzilla, right? So my character runs, and like the shadow, I run under a tree, and the shadow goes over my head behind me, and I stopped. Was
You
like,
told me about this.
So I back up, and it goes back. I'm like, now I don't know if that happened before, but it just caught me. And who's looking for shadows? So maybe that was a PlayStation 5 Pro moment. I don't know. But if that's all you getting, come on, man. Why is it extra like $300? That's
so Cowboy, I'm gonna what you just mentioned, like shadows, PS5 Pro, more grab, right? And and if you remember, you're also sometimes in my comment section on the videos. This is why Switch 2.
Oh, bro. Why did you find some way to
Switch
go there?
2 will beat PlayStation 5 plus PlayStation 5 Pro together.
And what?
Now your mama knows.
And what? And what? Can you tell me how?
Everything in gaming and having fun and the meaning of life. Like I have to like think about like I don't even know what to say. It's like how do I even compare these two things? It's like one is in the old generation of gaming and one is in the new generation of gaming. And I'm glad.
Switch 2, here's what's sad. The Switch 2 is going to come out in 2025 and still be old. You were like, what? So here's the thing. No, I don't want anybody to get mad at me, but no, all jokes aside, before I go there. So what I do think though, is I think the PlayStation 5 Pro will probably do something like Dark or some of those guys want it. You'll probably get a game that technically you would play 4K 30, right? And then you have to drop it to like 1080 60. So I think what it's probably going to do is allow you to play 4K 60 on some games. But other than that, I did play the 3 games I tried. I couldn't tell the difference. So, all right, let's switch gears. So the Switch, here's my only issue with the Switch. And I said it before. We had our talk, third-party support. Now, this is what I'm going to say. Now, you know you said they're going to be supported. But here's going to be my issue. I'm going to make it simple. The Switch comes out, let's say 2025, right? And you get it, and they support the third party. But with the hardware, and I know Nintendo doesn't need to do hardware. They're brilliant. I think they're smart for doing it. But let's say I say, oh, well, let me give the Switch a try because now they're going to be supported third party because we already know Mario's going to be amazing. We already know Mario Party is going to be amazing. We already know Mario Kart is like the most fun game in your life. But they're going to come out with, let's just choose a third party game. You give me one. That's going to be on Switch. Just anyone.
Cyberpunk.
Okay, perfect. So Cyberpunk comes out for the Switch 2. And I'm going to be like, bet, because I never played Cyberpunk, right? So why not? Wait a minute. I'm going to play it for the Switch 2 now, but it's already out for other platforms and it looks better. Like, what would be the purpose?
So all right. So here's the thing. So you just actually articulated the purpose really well. Like you just got a PS5, a PS5 Pro, and you're like, I can't tell the difference, right? You only can really tell the difference if it's there to there. So Joe and I were talking really about these peripherals and extended gameplay, but I think this is really cool, right? Because why did you, Cowboy, get into the Stadia ecosystem?
For convenience.
For convenience, right? And you didn't have to upgrade the hardware or anything, right?
Nope. No downloading.
No
updates.
So now we have the Switch 2, and I've talked about this. I made a video about this, about their link to Google, not to Stadia, to Google Cloud, right? So if the Switch 2 can really just be exactly that, like, sure, it can be your console, it can go on the go, it can do all this stuff if you're in the room, like maybe it does AR, VR, or extend it. But what if it's just, also able to just do like, hey, you want to play this? It's cloud gaming. What did we know about cloud gaming back then? It's in the cloud. The hardware doesn't matter. It's in the cloud. You have the screen. So when we talk about like Switch 2 and we think about what Stadia was, and we think about what Stadia, and no one's been able to do it like Stadia. GFN comes close with the graph, right? But the gameplay, we can still say there's something just not as smooth. We know Luna isn't there. We know PlayStation's kind of, but that you have to have the portal and it's kind of like there. We know xCloud isn't there. So the company that did cloud gaming the best is teaming up with the company that we know is going to probably need cloud gaming to keep their stuff really running hard, right? Or to running top level. So what if Nintendo Switch actually becomes that place? We know that it's going to be able to do a mouse sensor type of support as well if you want to play that game. What if the Switch 2 becomes literally, we know it does the hybrid with handheld. We know it can do the console stuff if you want to play those IPs on your TV. We think it's going to be able to do these peripheral mouse and keyboard support. And now we're saying it's a machine that actually can do cloud gaming, closest to the thing we just saw do cloud gaming the best. Tell me what.
Unfortunately, a lot of gamers you talk to, you could get over their heads, but not the cowboy king of entertainment. And this is where I'm going to put a hold in your whole theory. One, your biggest ammunition for the Switch is a what if. That's terrible. All right, that's number one. Number two, it's going to have the same issue as PlayStation's cloud, which makes, that's why I have to give it to unfortunately.
What's the same issue? What's the same issue?
I'm about to tell you. Unfortunately, I got to give it to Xbox over PlayStation Cloud for one reason only, and this is the Switch's same issue. This is what makes Stadia amazing. Hold on. Now, I got you to speak purple.
What was he talking about?
Damn, I just dropped the Stadia controller. But you got your Stadia controller, right? And I got more around here too. So
yo, man, that just brought me back those.
Let's go. So you got your Stadia controller, so you can play at home, right? You can take it with you somewhere, go to somebody else's house. But the one thing that made Stadia amazing, people, is you will walk out the house, you will put this down, because I don't need this where I'm going, and you will grab this. And this is what the PlayStation doesn't do. They don't allow you to play games on mobile. And the issue with the Switch is, this is why I always gave Stadia credit. I said, if I was playing, I'll say Destiny 2. I was playing Destiny 2 with my friends in the house. That means I'm playing online. We're running around shooting each other online, and I could just get up out my chair and just walk outside. I could grab my phone, switch over from in the house with Stadia on my phone because of mobile data. And the Switch 2 is not gonna, it doesn't have mobile. So at the end of the day, the Switch 2 is gonna be
Whoa, time out. All right, let's bring it back. Let's bring it back. All right, so let's say, I just gave you a little touch of what cloud they could potentially do with the cloud, right? I gave you a little thing about that. Okay.
Right. And I bust this bubble.
Huh?
And I bust this bubble.
No, because for one, we don't know about mobile. We don't know about its Wi-Fi thing.
It's not a phone though. That's the thing though. To see the Switch.
No, but Switch is also Switch is literally a handheld.
It is, but it doesn't have mobile data. Mobile data is only Wi-Fi.
So we also know about upscaling technology.
Graphically, yes.
So I was just telling you stuff about the cloud and what you could probably do here at the house. But I'm also talking to you about like let's say you download the game or you put the game in the whatever it is. You have upscale technology. Why do I need to now switch it to? The Switch right now. I can have it in dock. I can lift it out of the console, and it's right there on the screen.
You can on a single player game. I'm just saying that, listen, single player, that's probably gonna be dope. But when you talk about the cloud and stuff, once you walk out of the range of Wi-Fi, it's over. Now somebody might say, well, you could do a hotspot. Show me a video of how great the hotspot's gonna be running from your phone to your Switch.
Look, I'm not.
I was just saying because you brought it up, so I was just saying that.
No, look, you bring up great things. I'm not saying I'm not saying Stadia is gonna come to be Nintendo, and Nintendo's gonna be Stadia. What I am saying though is, when we talk about the evolution of gaming, we talk a lot of. I think when people, and Joe mentioned it as well, everybody's talking about graphics and cards and
right.
And it's like we're kind of moving in a place that doesn't matter. I have both of them too. Look, I have them all up there. And the clear one. And so that's all I'm saying is that I think like as we start to move towards something, and it's more than just the graphics, it's more than that we know they're gonna have an increased library. If you ask me, if they're saying it's gonna be as powerful, it's gonna be a little bit more powerful than the PS4 Pro, but it won't be the Series X. Well, that's where Stadia was, right? Stadia was a little bit more powerful than a PS4 Pro, and it wasn't as good as Series X. Sure. And so I'm like, okay, if you can give me Stadia, if you can give me that graphics on your hardware, no cloud,
yeah, but
then I'm good with it. I don't know where
it's not. See, again, Stadia was amazing because it was on everything. It was on your.
Again, you're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get it again. But you asked me.
Well, okay, got it. We're all right. Cool.
Yeah.
But if you take that out and say, listen, I got this cool game. If I'm at home and I can play multiplayer with my friends, and if I need to go in the car, I can just play the single player mode. The Switch has got it on lock. And I got to bring this up because I was listening earlier. You was like, well, technically it wasn't the first thing to do it. It wasn't, because the Sega Nomad was the very first system to be able to be docked but undocked. And it was a legit, same thing as Switch. It was a legit.
Atari Jaguar did it too. Jaguar did it too. Jaguar.
No. Remember, Jaguar was just a regular console.
I thought Jaguar also had its like the 32X thing as well.
No. 32X thing was the Sega 32X. It was a regular.
All right, then I got it mixed up.
It's so much, right? Then we were
because they were all like right there in that little time period after the Sega Genesis. They were all like right there.
Yeah, that's when it got crazy. It had the Panasonic 3DO, which some people are probably like, what is that? Panasonic tried to make their own console, and it was
the Nomad. Yeah, I do remember the Nomad. It had 6 buttons.
And at the time, I was actually well, a little after Nomad, but I actually used to work at Babbage's. If you're too little young to remember Babbage's, but I used to work at Electronics Boutique. You probably never heard of that. Anyways, but no, listen. I think Nintendo is brilliant. I think Nintendo, they're like the Undertaker of gaming, right? And that's why I say the Undertaker. The Undertaker's never been one of my wrestling guys, but I respect the Undertaker the most. Like Stone Cold Steve Austin is my dude, but I respect the Undertaker the most. Like what he stands for wrestling, what he's done and accomplished, like you can't take out. That's how I feel Nintendo. Nintendo's that solid rock. And like as much as I mess with them, but when they made the Switch, I was like, that's brilliant because the Sega Nomad, that took me back. My only issue is my last console was the GameCube, because I feel like the GameCube was a console that was competing. They was like, the game you got, we got. The game you want to get, publishers making it for it. And then when he went to the Wii, it was more like, listen, we're just going to be friendly. We're going to have stuff, but it's going to be more about, just try to enjoy it, do something different. Like you guys were saying with the PlayStation called it the 6-axis, where you hold a controller and, all that. But and I remember beating the whole games where all you had was a controller. Remember on the PlayStation 3, it was a dragon game called Lair. It was dope, and you had to like make the controller, make it dive and fly, and people complained it was too hard. And then they put an update so you could use the regular analogs, and I still beat the whole game. But anyway, I do listen. I respect Nintendo. I just don't. For me, as the gamer I am, I'm a AAA whore. Like, you know what I mean? Like I haven't been in Assassin's Creed in a while, but when I seen that trailer today, I was like, listen, it's on the GameFly list. I don't know if I'm gonna buy it, but I gotta play that.
No. Well, I predict one of my predictions, y'all. Assassin's Creed Shadow is going to overperform the expectations that have been set. I said that.
It looks
No, I think it's gonna be. Well, we'll see. Like I said, I was just, it was a video. It's a video I'm gonna make, and I think I'm gonna make it into like a series of things of that people are missing. And Joe has kind of hit on it, and some other people that I think when we think about gamers, and it's probably the last time I'm going to say it tonight, a lot of the conversation's been dictated by these people about power and everything, and some of these people don't even game. They don't even have the thing that they're saying. We already talked about one of them last week, right? Who says, I have the 4090, and it came out, and it's like, you know what I mean? They don't game. They just talk about which engine, it just becomes a pissing contest, and it's like, in the industry, I think the numbers don't lie. It is control. We have the most power, the most big titles coming out, and if you ask me, the reason why it's not growing anymore is because it's just a reskin of the same game mechanics. Sometimes a little faster, sometimes a different weapon. Maybe you put a puzzle, but it's like the same thing.
You know why I think Nintendo does great and why everything else is having a trouble? Everything you kind of said. We took the child out of gaming. Yeah. When we were younger and we was kids, we just wanted to have fun. Now we're older and we know so much, and we're like, well, technically the specs is lower than that, and the teraflops. Like, we're not enjoying it. Like I was saying it the other day, right? There's 3 types of gamers, right? You can be the guy who just play for fun, right? And then you could be the guy, and let's just switch to football real quick, right? So you go watch a game, your favorite team, and you turn it off. The number 2 guy is like, dude, I'm watching all the games. I'm just, I'm a fan of the sport. And the 3rd guy is that fanatic. He know every coach. He know the year the new team came out. He knows everything. But that guy, and I'm not saying nothing's wrong with it, but that guy kind of, when everybody try to get on that guy's level, no, let those people do their thing, because now you don't enjoy it anymore because you're not the kid anymore. You didn't show up just to watch the game. So you didn't show up just to play the game. Now you want to know, well, I'm mad because the developer didn't do this and the teraflops and how come the Xbox Series X is most powerful, but the PlayStation got games that look better. And so I feel like the problem is, and now developers, what they're doing, they're just like, okay, you don't care to enjoy games. So we're just going to give you a reskin. We're just going to remake a game you already played before. And people are buying it because I think what you said is perfect. Most gamers aren't even playing games. When the other day, I was doing a podcast, we was talking about, it was cool. We were just talking about, oh, well, what did you play? What did you play? And a lot of times it's just more like, I just want to talk about the industry. And it's like, cool, right? Like I said to FCAT, I said, this is why I like to talk to Purple about the industry, because you make everything fundamental. It's a good conversation. It's logic, right? But when we're just like, well, I'm not going to say any names, but the PlayStation Pro is amazing, and then you find out the person didn't buy it. Like, wait, what? Anyway, but at the end of the day, it's just whose stick is bigger than whose, as you were saying. And again, I think the industry knows this. Like, we're not being kids anymore. We're not having fun. And Nintendo is the only console that's like, listen, fun is first. Graphics will be down there somewhere, but fun is going to be first. And I know if I bought a Switch, you'd be like, hey, bro, you've been playing Mario Kart a lot. Because, listen, I used to be grown men about to fight over that game. Like Crazy was saying, it's very competitive. But at the end of the day, I think that's our issue. We are not looking to have fun with games. We're looking to brag about playing games. I want to pull up your scorecard, how many trophies you have. Like, dude, can we just be like, hey, you trying to play today? Let's try to beat this level together. No, it's, so.
Well, we'll see. We'll see, Cowboy. Like I said, we'll see. We got 2 months. Like I said, I have a lot of opinions about Nintendo. I'm still going to be doing my strategy things of my videos about Xbox and like the business side, things that I geek out about. But I am excited about the Switch. I'm excited about a lot of games coming out as well. And I do want to talk about other game companies as well. But I am excited about Switch 2. And I don't think I've been like, once I started, it just like I had a dream, and I literally was like, wait a second, you know, like I got to put this out there. So we'll see. Maybe it doesn't do it all, but
So
I
question,
know I have
Switch
fun.
2, what would be the first game? If there was library games in your mind, what would be the first? If you had one game you could purchase for the Switch 2, what would it be?
Third party or first party? Like, do you mean like, do I want to see this franchise on Switch 2, or do I want to?
No. Just in general. You're like, you know what? The Switch 2 is out, and I'm just seeing all the games. That I go walk into the store, they got all these games, and you're like, ah, man, I left my wallet. Only got some cash in my pocket. I could only buy one. Which one you buying?
Oh man, that's impossible because I think they're gonna bring back some games that we don't even that.
Okay, so let's say they bring back a Mario, this or that, or this or that, or Zelda or whatever. What game would you buy? Well, if you could only choose one.
All right, I see J Cash. J Cash, welcome to the stream. J Cash is saying Resident Evil. That's you. That's your Resident Evil type, Cowboy.
Resident Evil is my favorite game in the franchise.
Yep. So Cowboy's the question. I would say if this game launches on Switch.
Okay.
Switch 2. This game launches on Switch 2. It will surpass Zelda for me. Like if I saw Zelda in this franchise on Switch 2, I would get this game because I want to go back into that world. I want to go back into that franchise. It's one of the more serious franchises. I like serious games. Star Fox.
Ooh, Star Fox. Man, Star Fox 64 was the game.
Like, could you imagine? Remember that chorus, that other one, that jet one? Chorus, right? Yeah. Imagine that, but you had like the Star Fox maneuverability, and you had the speed, and you had all the different characters.
I'm not gonna lie. The nostalgia, I'm like, hey yo, if I see them with a new Star Fox.
But you get what I'm saying? Like we haven't seen that in a while, but they bring that back, and you now have like it's the universe again, but you're now going in worlds, and you're doing. We haven't like Chorus. We all were like, "Oh, Chorus is cool" because we hadn't seen that game in a while. But it still kind of had that like.
Right.
But now, if you could bring that Star Fox in the universe now, and the voice acting and the characters, Star Fox is serious. It's not like, oh, we're fun. It has like betrayal. It has like your friend dies. It has like a serious storyline. That I would be like, that's my if it gets there, Star Fox.
No, I mean, I'm with you.
Saying that.
What's his name? I was talking about Resident Evil.
J Cash official.
J Cash official. Chris Redfield or Leon Kennedy? That's all I want to know. And I will determine your age, what age bracket you're in, and what type of gamer you are. So if you're still on here, I would love to know the answer to that. But have you ever played any Resident Evils?
I played the first one way back when.
Okay.
And I played on Stadia. I have both Village and the one before Village. 7. Yeah. And so I didn't. It's a first person, right?
So you know what's a shame is it was always third person, and with 7 they decided to make it first person, and then Village they made it first person. But this would drive me crazy. Resident Evil to me should be third person, but here's the thing: when Stadia died, Capcom had announced that they was making an update to Village to make it third person, and I had already beat the game, and I'm like, I don't want to buy it again on PlayStation just to play it again.
Oh, he answered you, Cowboy.
Oh, hold up. Why can I? It's always late for me. Hold up. On this thing. Where is that?
Oh, I got the chat overlay. I can pull it up here. I can do this for you if you want. So.
Okay, hold up. What's Richard seems to be on GameCube? We need the GameCube port. Hold on, where did he say that?
He says okay, maybe it hasn't updated first over here yet. He said the Boulder Puncher Chris Redfield. I don't know why it's not updating over here yet.
Let's go. That's my man. And the Boulder Punching Chris Redfield was from Resident Evil 5 when he was running around with what's her name again? Shiva. Yeah, in Africa. That was the very end of the game where they had to fight the final Wesker at the end, and they had to push the boulder and all that to push him in the lava. Yes.
Oh my goodness! All right,
Jay Cash, you're my man.
That's you would have picked that one.
Oh hell yeah! So it's all technically the most popular Resident Evil became Resident Evil 4 because of Leon Kennedy, because that's when it went from survival horror to action horror. He was spin kicking zombies. It was like, what are we doing? So I felt like Resident Evil as a whole kind of took a turn, but I still loved it. But I felt like then it just got a little too action heavy. You know, you uppercut and so it wasn't scary anymore, right? But so the old genre, Chris Redfield was like the guy, right? And then his sister and Jill and Claire, sorry, his sister was Claire and then Jill, right? So, but Leon brought in the new era of Resident Evil and had to try and do it again with the guy Evan from Part 7. But anyway, so people love Leon Kennedy. He's like the new star darling of Resident Evil. But I'm like, technically his game ruined the franchise. So it's crazy, but he's super popular. But I feel like Chris is the Chris is the guy. So, and the coolest thing was in Resident Evil 6, they actually fought each other. And I remember them showing the trailer where it looked like they was going to face off. And my brother loved Leon. He's a little younger, so the younger people love Leon. And the older people
He said Leon. He said Leon is. He goes, Leon the guy though. He said, but I'm 27. Leon the guy.
Leon is the dude, but I feel like, listen, because he's real flashy and spin kicking and doing all the stuff, save the president daughter. But I feel like Chris Redfield is that guy. So when they had to fight each other, the way they did it was cool because it was kind of like it was up to your interpretation of who won. And of course, I was like, no, Chris won. And my brother was like, no, Leon won. So anyway, but I can go on and on about Resident Evil.
You can. It's your favorite franchise. He said, where's everybody going? Bingo. If there's a bingo hall right now, I will go. I love me some bingo.
Sandy just downloaded a bingo game on her phone. She was playing Blue 32. I was like, what are you playing?
Bingo, man. You get two cards and stuff. Like, especially in places where gambling's not legal, like Texas. Like that's what when I found out you could win money in bingo, I was like, oh, wait a second. So, yeah. No, I hear you.
Thanks for having me on. I don't want to keep you on forever like you do to me, but I appreciate you having me on, and I appreciate again what you do for us, for the community. I was sitting at the table and I said, Sandy, I said, man, look at Purple. At the moment, it was like 21 people watching, and I was like, Sandy, look at Purple. She got 21 people watching right now. She's like, oh wow. I was like, she's the truth, man.
No, well, no, I appreciate. I think it's all like you're always been a champion. Thank you for always dropping stuff. You know, Rain came by, Tony. I was like, Rain, you didn't have to do. I felt so bad. I don't think he's in chat because I was like, he said something. And I was about to go in. He's like, I'm 17. I was like, oh,
yeah. So let me just say this. Thank you for that, because I was getting real quick. I'm gonna tell you this. I said that off air. I said to FCat. I said, man, it's driving me crazy with the streams and having people on. Because when I'm by myself, so what I do on Tuesdays now, I kind of stream by myself. Like I want to at least do an hour by myself.
Anytime, J-Cash, I do this every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Anytime, J-Cash.
So I stream myself. I try to stream by myself for an hour, where it's just me and you epic people, right? I'm reading every chat, whatever. And then I open it up and people could jump on. But then it gets crazy. And I literally said this to FCat on Tuesday. I said, man, I think I'm gonna do a purple dude, man. I might just have one person at a time. But then, I said that. I think I said that on Monday. But then you came on, and I had you and Rain, and I jumped out, and then I jumped back in, and then I was like, I got an idea that I think I'm gonna try this Tuesday. If FCat doesn't do his thing, I think I'm gonna experiment. I'm gonna have, and I'll say it, I'm gonna have a bunch of people on, but I'm gonna have people in it because everybody patiently was in the back, just letting you and Rain go at it. And y'all were just going. I was like, this is.
Once he said he was 17, I was like, oh, I can't.
I can. Because he was like, I can't vote. He was like, why can't you vote? He was like, I'm 17. He was like, oh man, now I'm not gonna eat you up anymore.
Yeah, now it's like I gotta. This is a learning opportunity.
Right. And then you literally switched gears. You was like, so then what do you think about that? Versus the punches was coming. And he was like, no, Will, what do you think? And then you just switched it on him. And I was like, oh, damn, he just didn't know what was going to happen. That was great, though.
Yeah. Yeah. So all right. So guys, we got J Cash here. You know, it's he's here, and then we're gonna have to shut it down, y'all. It's 11. I went about an hour longer than I wanted to, but thank you to Joe, thank you to Sour Blow, thank you to Louie, thank you to Chariot Man, thank you to Cowboy for all y'all coming by. Also, obviously, y'all, thank you for my ranting on Nintendo, and obviously, just thank y'all for everything, and thank you for the donation, Cowboy. Thank you for the donation, Rain. As always, I have to get Rain on here eventually. But this is it. Did you ever did you ever beat God of War Ragnarok, Cowboy?
Look, is that a question for me?
That's what he asked.
So God of War
I
is my
saw it.
second,
I was like, that's the question.
for me? No, God of War is my second favorite video game franchise of all time. God of War is number 2.
And he likes the old one. He likes the old one better than the new one.
Yeah. But what I will say though is the new fighting mechanics is top notch. Like I think that's the best. God of War Ragnarok has the best combat in a video game I've ever played. Like everything you could do, and I like the violence of ripping people in half. Like so, that's the best combat. But God of War 3 is hands down one of the best games ever. And if they could remake, I know remakes, but they always throw around remakes. I'm like, if you throw around remakes, remake God of War 3, but with today's graphics and today's controls, I might just quit playing video games. I'll just play that for the rest of my life.
Stop.
I'm like, that's it. It doesn't get better than that. If you could do that, it's over. No other action game is beating that game. I don't give a damn if it's Wukong 88. I don't care. But you ain't beating a God of War, because God of War 3, it was so epic. He killed so many of the gods. I mean, it started off with him versus Poseidon. It was so big and epic. The war turned to the giant water horse, and he's ripping people's heads off and poking their eyes out, and fought Zeus at the end. And it was like, what game is this? But it was older. You know what I mean? It was on PlayStation 3, right? But if they could, it's over. It's over. Anyway,
Oh my God. Look at that. Look at that. You see that? That's what we're talking about. Fun. The kid.
Fun.
You see that? The kid. You see that?
Yeah.
Y'all saw a whole nother version. Give the old wait. Oh, Sour Blow. We're gonna have to do that. We're gonna have to do this again, y'all. We're gonna have to do this again. But Cowboy, your last one on. You know, I had everybody else on. It's the benefit of being the last one. It was gonna be crazy, but you came in right at the end there. You extended it. So the last one always gets this. But Cowboy, so what are you doing? What you got going on next? Where can people find you?
So I got, you know what's cool is I was looking at the analytics on my channel, and I was like, man, I know it was risky for me to primarily do vlogging, because vlogging was never the most popular stuff. But I was like, I'm always consistent. And when I move from New Jersey to Florida, I'm just gonna focus on vlogging, and I'll find my way to do reviews and all that. But you know, and so vlogging has been my thing. And I'm like, oh man, that video that I put out yesterday with my granddaughter was like 200 something views, and like I knew the PlayStation video was gonna be a hit because I don't know anybody that was doing this side by side. And it's like a real person, not like Digital Foundry, because they're Digital Foundry, right? So that's like 700 something views right now, right?
Wow,
so
congrats.
For me, I do daily vlogs, so I put out one video a day. I try to make it shorter than 5 minutes because I respect y'all time. But if you can't listen, if it's longer than that, it means I couldn't make it. It needed everything in it, right? So I do one video a day. If you're a channel member, I just make a bunch of them, kind of like you do, and you guys can see it whenever, and then eventually I'll put it out for everybody else. And then every Tuesday, 7 p.m., I do my own little podcast called Anthony L. Lewis and You Epic People. But sometimes FCAT might do his FCAT, the news report. I'm trying to get him to come up with his own channel. Said, bro, just make your own channel. No, people only know me from you. I'm like, bro, they know you now. And you could start doing this and say, in 3 weeks, this is going to be, and then do a countdown. But anyway, so you guys catch me on Tuesdays. And then on Wednesdays, if you're a wrestling fan, we do We Wrestle Wednesdays. And we just hit week 105 yesterday. We've been streaming and never missed a week.
Y'all don't miss. Y'all
for
never
over
miss.
2 years. Just a bunch of I don't recommend anybody watch it. It's really just for us, but it's crazy wild. You're gonna come in there and be like, what is they want to kill
Oh
each
yeah,
other?
I'll drop you a like, but I'm like, I have no idea what y'all are talking
it gets
about.
crazy.
I have
We're
no
super
idea about the
competitive.
rules.
You might hear some cursing and stuff, and we got rules. You got to follow the rules, and each match is different. But
You might hear more than that.
Huh?
No, you might hear some more than
Yeah, you definitely might hear some more of that, and that's a whole nother thing. But anyways, and so that's pretty much the channel now. I mean, remember, I used to stream Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, which was the king of content. But now I'm in retirement mode, man. I'm in sunny Florida.
Okay.
It's gonna be 70-something degrees next week.
So J Cash in this last thing, and then I'm gonna close it. J Cash, you need to go catch Cowboy's channel because he just wrote, "I love WWE. Can't wait for WWE 2K25 next week." So that's all they do on Wednesday. And y'all think this stream is Wednesdays? They start at like 6 and they go to like 1.
We start at 5:30.
They go a long time.
Yeah, like yesterday was 6-something hours. Like, and that's a short.
It's long. And if that's all you want to do is talk about wrestling, AEW, I don't even know what that means. If they want to talk about like just, I don't get it. They go a long time. It's and now your mama knows. You can find it that way. Just type in "and now your mama knows," and you will find his channel. And then and great content over there. But thank you so much, Cowboy.
Thank you.
Thank you. You extended this about 20-30 minutes. So I apologize, y'all. I did not. These people.
I'm sorry, guys, but
Thank you so much. All right, thank you. I'm gonna put you off, and then I gotta close it down. All right. So thank you all, everybody. Well, obviously, like I said, that's my thoughts on Nintendo. Thank you again for everybody who came by. I'm going to be putting out a new member video. Well, members will get it first on my thoughts, trying to sum up my thoughts on Nintendo, and then I will start back up on the different elements of it, like the advantages Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo have implementing their strategy. But I will also be doing a live stream, members only live stream. I probably should have said this earlier. A members only live stream about this thing. So thank you to Jack of all trades, talking about dating in video games and the perception of men and women who play video games in dating. So it's going to be only members, it will not go public. So I will be dropping that invite for the members only tomorrow. And then following on Saturday, I'll be doing another video where we are doing an Ask Me Anything Saturday, and then my gameplay on Sunday. So with that said, thank you all again for coming by. As I always say, I don't care where you game, how you game, why you game, what you game on, how long you've been gaming. As long as you're gaming, you're good with me. And as always, the proof is in the playing. All right, take care, y'all, and I will see you on the next one later.